side of things today. I wasn't trained that way. And Brenda, power medicine woman, was trained to listen to your loved ones, listen to your soul, listen to your aura, the vibration, the tones, to listen to spirit guides, to really connect into we are all one. And as I connect into that space, I can hear. And I was specially trained by spirit to say, okay, people need to heal their mental and emotional health. How can we do that? And I said, I don't know. I know my goal was to find out what can I do? What can I do for my own health? Because I knew without doing anything, I scared myself shitless. It's like, oh my God, I was living in fear. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You know, I'm going to be able to die. I mean, what if all the asthma medicine's missing? What if all of the vaccines are gone? What? And then Spirit says, good questions. And now you're going to find out that all the answers are always there. And hands-on healing, energy medicine, I couldn't understand. My mother's going to die. I can't help her. I had kids. Oh my God. Every day was so fearful. Spirit says, are you tired of living in fear all the time and worry and that way of thinking? And I said, yes, I grew up with negative thinking in the household. Now, everybody thought that was love. Everybody thought that's what it was. Now, I came to you very raw today. My face, I didn't even have time to put makeup on, sporting zit. But you come and you get up and you do what you need to do with your heart. And the more that I aimed with my heart, the more that I did not sabotage myself. I did not condemn myself. And wow, is that like dark over here? I mean, I did a lot of work. Now, what am I doing right now? I'm confused. Now, the lighting on the one side doesn't work and the lighting on the other side does work, and that throws me off. The camera is screwed up, and I'm just going to play with this just for a second. Yeah, it's not going to even work. Why? Oh, pissy. Well, you get a power woman. I had to change things around, which screwed all of my cameras up. So much so, I thought I had it fixed. And it's going to slowly wipe out. Just stop. Don't go anymore. What do? Do you sit there and worry about it? No, you just sit there and you problem solve over and over and over. And you just say, okay, I can do this. I've got this. How do I got this? Well, I learned to listen to Spirit for one. And Spirit says, you can live in impending doom 24/7. You can become very fearful and allow it to consume you. You can go that extra step of being frantic all the time, or you can literally Spirit just stopped me. This camera is not working over here. It is so dark and I can't understand why. All right, Spirit, just fix it. Because obviously I can't. Whatever. Thank you, Spirit, for everything. I'm not falling apart. I feel like I know that people are watching and I want to always produce something that's good. And you are going to see how you can problem solve. Well, first of all, I don't need to be focused out here. Spirit says it looks fine. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. And it's exactly what it's supposed to be. So knowing that, I thank Spirit. I let it go. Number two, like I said, I didn't have time to do my face and I can see the colors and I'm starting to worry. And Spirit says, you know what? They love you anyway. And I'm like, oh, thank God for that. And those that don't, I wasn't designed for you. Because I was designed for whoever it is that wanted to be here. I doubt if this is going to make any difference. I have such red tones in my face. I'm just trying to calm those down. Ain't happening. Good enough. Okay, now that you notice how I'm focused, okay, now I'm just going to pull it in. So you can be so caught up out there that you lose. So now let's just bring that energy back in. And I'm like, okay, and let it go. So I'm going to pull it out of my eyes, and I come into my heart. I'm deliberately taking my intention and bringing it as if I had eyes in my heart. And that leads me to when I went to the store yesterday, and Spirit says, act of kindness. And so I was like, okay. So I went and was looking to, hello, hi. And people are like, that's not usually a response I get. And every place I went, and I looked in the mirror. I look better than I do today. And I looked at my aura. I couldn't feel it or see anything. Am I broadcasting any energy out? No. Sometimes, oh, wow, get up to 90. Thank you so much, Spirit. Wow. And so, wow, I didn't realize. Okay, so for people that are new, the first 30 minutes is usually Spirit Speaks and helps people learn how to cooperate and work with the world and how to focus on what they need to do. And what does that mean? That means how to become a spiritual human. You're going to look and say, okay, my life is shit. What can I do? And that is that your life is what it is, right? Oh, you can take and become more spiritually minded. Not religion, but wake up to your personality. Your personality creates your personal reality. If you're out here looking and living all the time, you're not going to be able to change who you are. Okay, so you want to be able to love yourself, and it's like, but I don't know how, or I am, but it's not working. And I'm going to show you all these little steps. Every time I get on, we're going to do lives, we're going to have classes, we're going to do things, and you can start to have a happier, healthier life. It's not just about positive thinking. It's about healing your shit. It's about recognizing what you need to take care of and how to take care of it. Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, I'm so focused out there that I went into started showing you a little bit of the worry and fear, but it doesn't feel like it's in me, but yet what does it look like to you? And at the same time, it's like, yes, I am staring out there. So now that I'm operating through my heart, if you want a free reading, remember to email me. Up at the top, there is, Amy is operating in the moderator, and she can type into, I think she can type it in. Maybe I should. But if you want a free reading, you send your question. You send your question to Medicine Woman for you, the number 4, letter U, at dr.com. And I hope I got that right. And then you just send your question there. And if I spell it wrong, hopefully you'll spell it correctly. Okay. So the numbers are, when you aim for something in life, remember, when you aim for something in life, you are looking at what is possible because you don't have a record of it yet. And so you can look at it and say, well, they got more than I got, which is ego versus spirit. You don't need to think that way. You need to heal that because that's how we were taught in the paradigm and conditioned in the world. So the next time you view and you look, you this is who I'm going to be. This is what I don't want to do. And what I mean by who do I want to be? So I'm looking at other readers and other mediums, what it is you like and why some people attract more than the others. I'm going to be authentic. That's going to be the first thing that you're going to do when you go out and just be friends. Okay, so if you want to donate or if you want a reading or however it is that you guys want to do, you just go ahead and hit PayPal. If you want to expedite, which I didn't have time to write it up there, and then PayPal.com. Okay, so I'm going to get my link just for 1 second. And somebody has already paid. That's good. And Miss Schmalls has. But I'm going to get your link. And I'm going to hit copy. And this is the link that you would use. Link. Yeah. Spirit is all over the place because it's hearing everybody. What they wanted to do was get on the right page with me. Apparently not, because I'm all over the place. I don't know how people do this part. Really, I don't. Space. No, I don't want it to end. Cancel. I did what's called almost end the show. Okay, regather. So you can look out in the world and you say, oh, well, they're doing it. That's ego. Or, oh my God, I didn't know that was possible. When you start to figure out that it's calculations and it's the how, you don't know how. But if you were to keep asking Spirit how, then you start getting little clues. They build upon each other. So what is it? They're steps. Okay, it's like if you're in the bottom of a deep pit and you're like, I can't get out. Well, if you could start carving in the wall how to make steps and kind of eventually start trying to figure out that if you bring enough dirt down and try to make them into steps, you can eventually climb out of it. There is a solution somewhere, even in physical health, mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health. And you can get out of it. Spirit wanted to do something slightly different. And I watched people where they've sat silent for a long time. Some people even just stare. Some people, it's psychics and mediums, whatever is their niche. And Spirit says, some of you may not even know I'm talking to your loved ones. And then it surprises me because I do talk to your loved ones. I talk to your energy of your soul. I talk to spirits. I talk to pets. I talk to spirit guides. And I ask all of them to communicate what it is that they want you to do. And usually it's to resolve, to evolve, so that you can heal instead of deal. They don't want you to suffer. And that was something that came about. And I said, well, how do you want me to do this? Because I don't want to be just your average medium that spends 20, 30 minutes on something. I want meat and potatoes. I want you to get something out of it. And it's not to say you don't get something out of the other, because I know you do. And Spirit says, okay. And it goes into a cattle chute. So there's so much energy and it's too much to listen to at once. So we elect one representative, and usually they'll stand and they will gather the information, and then the reading is, that's why it's so quick, and it's all about emotions, because that's how they taught me, was that you don't realize that you communicate with emotions. So what is this really about? It's about you growing. It's about you evolving. And that's what the readings are about. So instead of giving you the full 30 minutes of Spirit speaking, Spirit wanted to do something just a little different. So we may try to change the show, or we'll have deliberate intentional shows. But you will get your 1 minute free read. And if those that paid and expedite to get to the first, you'll get yours first. And so there's 3 people that have paid, and you will get those. I'm checking to see if the email, how'd that happen? Okay, and things that are bizarre, I think it's just totally bizarre. I'm not sure how that happened. But on my 1-page email, where there's no way it should say anything to do with PayPal, but it does, I see one person that wants anything. Okay, so one person, that's good. And, Josephine too, that's 2. Okay, now this is what I'm going to do. I haven't done this in a coon's age, which is a raccoon. My world is. Repost the question. Can you repost the question link? Down below, you'll see it where it says PayPal, just below that, it'll say send question to. They wouldn't let me put too many spaces in between. So if you look, it says PayPal. And then under that, it says send question to, and it shows the email link. I got it all in the pin down at the bottom, or you can look straight at the top. All right. They're saying you need a pen if you're going to do this. Good point. Where do we put all these pens? They're like, you got nothing that's sharp. Fine. So what's going to happen is that in a medium, I'm now asking just for one loved one that wants to represent somebody. And normally what I do is I look at a person and I can read you. And because I have all the information coming to me so fast, it's pretty much accurate. No, I know it's accurate. But anyway, okay, so the first thing I feel is a male. And he feels like a grandpa energy. He says smells. He didn't verify what smells. He must have a big nose. He should have a schnoz. I'm not sure if he used the word apparently, but I hear it apparently. Something about red shoes. Always concerned about his weight. Grabbing a hold and going, oh, God. Okay, so there's weight. Did he like mysteries? I don't know what that is. It's a weird looking thing. Is it fruit? I don't know. Do you know what a sea urchin looks like? Okay. It's not a sea urchin unless it is, but he showed me a sea urchin that looked like a little ball with spikes, but then it turned into a fruit, which I don't know what kind of fruit that is. So I'm just going to put sea urchin and then fruit because he pointed more to the fruit side. So if any of you have hits that says that you know who I'm talking about, if any of you, this isn't for anybody specifically, they wanted to say this is a person that's coming through and wanted to talk to somebody. Now, the only reason I don't usually like to do these is because sometimes the person that they wanted present didn't show up, or they did and they didn't understand to stay. But then again, I've seen people come into the show later and get the message. So we're looking for somebody that's a male that died. He's like got grandpa energy. He's got he says there's something about smells. I don't know if smells bother him or if he enjoyed smells, but he has a big schnoz. He said the word apparently a lot. Red shoes. What was the other thing you said? Oh, he complained about his weight. Some type of fruit that looks like a sea urchin. And of course, I could not read what I wrote. So if anybody resonates with any of that, then let me know. What? Did you like that movie? Is that you talking about a movie? Thank you, Diana. A sea earth. Okay, so okay, the movie Clear and Present Danger. Okay, so anybody in the room? Apparently, nobody in this room. You're going to have to give me something more because apparently that's not enough. Well, that isn't going to help because if they can't connect with you, they wouldn't know that. Give me something else. All right, so he apparently had dementia. You said towards the end, I just lost it. You said he became cranky pants. He lived more into the negative state. You got to give me more because they are not, those clues you gave me are not enough. Are you sure they're here? Do they, are they just not answering? So have they heard they haven't connected the dots. Okay, that's fine. Whoever this is, see, I like to look at you and I like to be able to pick out and let spirit talk. So this free floating is not going to work. I don't feel, because I'm not getting anything, any feedback. Well, just give me your message anyway. Whoever's watching, hopefully you can convince them to come on. So your message is that you love them. I'm safe. It's all good. And when I was in that mental state, hoping people, what are you hoping for? When you were in that dementia state, you had excess noise that was coming in and that you kept tuning out, and you didn't quite understand it. It was easier just to check out and not be connected. And I felt part of me drift away, but I was allowing myself to be in my space for the first time, not having to work, not having to focus, not losing my identity, not, I'm just going to ask, were you aware that you were in that dimensional state? Yes. Okay. While you're in the dimensional state, did you hear your loved ones? No, because I tuned them out. Oh, okay. And that's why you didn't recognize either? No, I was in a different space, the higher frequency. My physical body was here, but mentally I wanted to be somewhere else. I got tired of the thinking, the worrying. What was the main thing that you were tired of? You just tired of shit. You're just going to say the word shit. Okay. You're just tired of shit. He says, don't get me wrong. I love my family, but I just didn't have it in my heart anymore. I didn't have it into the small talk anymore. I just could not do the daily grind of, let's have a conversation about the weather. He says, I lost the luster. I just didn't want to be here. I held on because I know that that's what we're supposed to do. He says, but I would drift. Were you working or were you just drifting? I was drifting. So did you see fun and exciting things? I didn't. It was no time or space. I mean, it literally just stood still. And then there are things that would catch my eye, like colors, like rainbows. And even though nobody else could see them, and I could sit in that joy space and just listen to sounds. I mean, yeah, the sounds I would hear had nothing to do with what you would hear. You all tune out the beauty. I just couldn't take the noise anymore. From your perspective, do all dimensional people do this? No. They have their own journey. I just feel very clear that I got tired of life. That's what we like about what you do, is to help people come alive again. Oh. Finding their identity instead of being an identity for everybody else. Oh, wait a minute. Are you saying the old paradigm? Yes. Oh, so this is why you all support me, because you want people to move the consciousness. Yes. All right. That's why you guys all agreed to teach me. Okay, so what is it you, if the person is listening, what else would you want them to know? We do still live in fear, the first, second, and third chakra. And we do pretty much aware of when you put us in nursing homes or put us out to the pasture or put us out into fear. Because when we do pop back in to check with our bodies, it's so scary because we come in and everything changes. I mean, it's huge. We realize there's no leaps, there's no roots, there's no nothing. It's just that we wake up and we're like, wait, where are we? And we're not even where we need to be. It's nothing that surrounds us, nothing is familiar, nothing is. And so why stay? Now, since I've been over here, I see the hell that every human being goes through. But that is, and I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the love. Yes. Oh, I'll tell that. Okay, so like when they die, they review their life, but they also look through the eyes of all the people that they have affected in some form and view it through their life. If you look through your eyes and see how he was received. And so he knew how you felt afterwards. He says, that's a hard road and being taken care of. And thank you, thank you, thank you. He says, and the times where you had to wipe my ass, if I was in my right mind, I wouldn't want you to know to do that, but I totally appreciate it because I don't want to sit and shit. And then he says, and then when I would be in my body and I did understand what's happening, it was made me hate it even more and I wanted to leave. So this isn't the life. So can you understand why you signed up for that? To have that reality? Did you just say it was my penance? It's what I felt like I needed to go through. It was a different perspective. And then this is part of like, on an ego sense, it'd be my punishment for how you treated people in that life. No, this is on a soul level of all the things that I've done. I needed to come back around. And you balance things. He says, look at it like a balanced wheel. He says, the accumulation of all the lives. Okay. What are you staring at? A red dot? What is that red dot? It's me. I'm a blimp on a screen. It's just that we're just a small speck, but yet we are connected to the whole. Oh, he's showing me the. He says it's amazing that when you really tune out spirit, you kind of disconnect your mind. He says, and you feel so separated and alone. That's why we have to grasp and gravel. And while we're here on the planet, it's just like, oh. He says, but it's amazing. He says, and that separation is awful. He says, but when you get to the other side, when you finally die, or what you call death, he says, that's such a gift because you get to return to love. It's like you wake up from a sleep and you realize that was a dream. He says, but then when you get to be so appreciative, I lived that life. These are all the people that I love and adore. These are all the people that I affected. These are all the people that, wow. And if I were to say this is a story of my life, I had adventure, I had mystery, I got to experience, I got to feel, but I was very closed off and I was very closed-minded. But at the same time, it was an incredible adventure. And I got all these grandkids and I have all of these, but I didn't appreciate them as much as I do after I'm dead because it's like, wow, I get to review. So anyway, just looking. Nobody seemed to be connected to him. Okay, that's fine. Whoever it is, hopefully they'll get the video. Let's see. Oh, and I forgot my timer. I doubt if my husband's listening. He got today off. My timer must be on my desk in the other room. And if he was listening, I'd say, bring my timer to me, honey. Sneak it through the door. Oh, that's fine. Oh, doggone it. Trying to race around, getting everything done. And then I forget that. Okay. So I'd like your feedback. I like your feedback. Oh, thank you, LaRonda. See, okay, so yeah, see, I don't know what kind of audience. I know that I am who I am and what I need to do, and I have no idea what we're talking about. What are we talking about? Okay, I'm gonna get the timer because guess what? I need the timer. Didn't find it. I had it yesterday. All right, I'm going to have to see if I've got one on my... Wow. See, they're showing me how scrambled I can be and not be afraid. I think that's what I have to heal is the feeling that because I'm not entertaining or I'm not doing it right. Is that it? Is this why? Is it I'm not organized? I feel like I'm going to let you down and you're going to leave. Oh my God. When was that? When I was 2. That's why my father left. Really? Oh my God. So I had this strange feeling, and I just want you to pay attention to your personality creates your reality. And like if I'm wanting to talk to somebody and they don't have the patience to stick around and they roll their eyes, they got better things to do, or I ask them for help and they're like, oh, fine, if I must. And so then I would, I can feel it. I can feel when people don't want me around. I went to this event this weekend and I had talked to people that didn't, that's all about the small talk. And of course, as soon as somebody asked me what I did and I said it, they just kind of rolled their eyes. The people that were asked me that basically stopped in the middle of what I was saying. I'm talking, turned and started having a conversation with somebody else. I'm like, oh my God. And then, or they're like, is she done yet? Is she done yet? And so I feel like people are always trying to get away from me. And now it's like I'm now having to feel this, somehow I've misplaced something. That's something that I know that should be here because I had a client yesterday. I mean, I literally had a client and it should be right here and it's not. So, okay, so my 2-year-old doesn't know what to do because I can't work fast enough to find it. So we're going to stop. 1, 2, 3. And so now we're going to say the third option. The third option is that I know I had a clock on here, just not sure how to find it. And Spirit says, what do you mean, this one? I said, yeah. Okay. So now Spirit has this all taken care of. Spirit says it's doing good. We have a clock, people. I have no idea where that other one went. And thank you. No, I don't have a phone. I wish I had a cell phone, but I'm have these readings and things. We collect money and, for my services and all of this, but it's all these little things you have to, I'll eventually get a phone. So it was interesting because this gay African swallow brothel, this woman is contacting the devil. Well, first of all, I wasn't created for you, and your opinion don't matter to me. So I'm going to say, Amy, you should have the right to ban this person for me. So pay no mind, no attention to any of that. Yeah, depression. You know what I found about depression? A lot of people do. Depression has a lot to do with self-esteem. I mean, really, it was really interesting because when I started to feel, because I could feel like, oh, what is this? And they go, and depression, and they go, wait. And I says, what? And they said, ask again. I says, oh, so what is this low self-esteem? And they said, depression. Or what is depression? And said, low self-esteem. And I said, wait a minute. I can actually identify more with low self-esteem than with, because depression seemed so big and so huge. And depression is about that under pressure to be perfect, and that pressure to be in that simple state of, I want to say non-feeling, oblivious. It's like a form of, okay, once you've hit low self-esteem and you just don't know where to go from there. Does that make sense to you? And it's what are you concerned about? Well, yeah, I wasn't designed for them. What are you trying to say? So the person that you wanted to connect to is like them? Not you guys. Skeptic? Really? Wow. Okay. Well, why did you come through? Because you wanted people, somebody, okay, I understand why they came through. They came through because they wanted you to understand about dementia, and that the household that they were in was very, very negative, and it's hard to be who you are if that's all you're going to be is negative, skeptic, fearful, disconnected. And he thought it was very important for those people. He had a message. He wanted to feel purposeful. Oh, okay. I get it now. Good job. Good job. Okay. All right. So yes, you guys, sometimes you have to give yourself pep talks. Those are good. And thank you. So see, people over there, and apparently he goes, yes. And that made him feel good. That's really good. And I totally appreciate all of you. I really do. So how do we do this? Remember, if you do share or you do put it into groups, I know they've got a new feature now that has to do with when you do your lives, you put them in your own groups. And I don't know how that affects other groups that have, like, I know that special groups are just designed for their particular nature. And they're trying to go more to subscription, and they're trying to go more to helping people to develop and make money and all of this. So I'm just not sure how to advertise organically but I will, and spirit will take care of it. And the main thing is, I still be authentic, and I do this for you, and I do this for spirit. I do this for myself. It's so funny that you just don't have nutrition soul-wise. I feel like I'm all over the place. It's because I got way too many people behind me, and it's hard to do. That's why we went in individually. Okay. Timer's up. I'm going to have to shorten my screen just a little. That's fine. The first person, make sure your iPad's on. Yeah, it's been acting funny. I'm going to have to get a new one of those too. We'll give it a shot. Amy, you be first. And Amy paid. She expedite, and you can as well. You can pay for the time, or you can get $1 a minute read. Now, some people have paid for a minute reading and or paid, sorry. What is going on with the brain? Somebody in the room is confusing me. I hit answer. How many times can you hit that button?
What's going on with the brain?
Oh, okay. I'm a little
Somebody in the room is.
There. Can you see me and hear me? Okay. First thing we're going to do is that I'm getting thrown off. So I'm just going to take a second, since you can sit on the phone. We're just going to take a second, and you're going to unscramble yourself. Okay. Because if your mind is scrambled, you're going to pick up extra people. You're going to get wiped out. You're not going to be able to know what to do. And then just switch. Okay, so what you're doing is that your ankles are crossed, your wrists are crossed, and you're breathing in to balance out, because sometimes you can get very discouraged, and a lot of things can happen. So I did something different, and guess what? I get my mirror is to have somebody come back and tell me I'm whacked. And that is a sign that I need to look at, because why? Because a part of me is like thinking, oh, that's why I did it the way I did, is because I don't need people like that sitting there telling me, like when I was a little girl, I think I was about 3 years old, somebody died, and I was at the next to the casket, because I kept saying,
no, Mary, it's not you.
Oh, I can hear you. So anyways, when I was standing next to the casket, I could saw the dead person, and people thought he was just in the casket, and I said, no, it's right there. And then I get yelled at by this lady, and she's, you're going to hell. Oh my God, I'm like, that scared the crap out of me, so I didn't tell people. Okay, now we just finished up like this. There. Gotcha. You're doing better now. Okay. So I'm going to set the timer. Okay. What is it you'd like to talk about?
How about the gem?
The what?
The gem that I had yesterday.
Tell me what it was.
The kitten.
That's funny, because now I got to get back in that state. In spirituality, when I'm talking to people about becoming a spiritual human, the gem is that when I'm speaking, the information will stand out. Okay, that's what it's about. So when I'm talking, whatever I told you, if you look at it, it stands out. And when it stands out, then you're supposed to remember it even more. And the gem in itself is that because me and you are working together, we keep the information, and it's a gem to teach others. So it's not in the per se that the gem, so it's my bad for not helping you understand what that meant. Do you still have more to heal on that with the kitten? Okay. So the backstory is that a kitten got hurt She blamed herself, whether she was responsible or not. The point is that when something tragic happens, you can't stop focusing on it. And you take it in and you just blow it up. So here's the thing. You have to remember, and then when it comes to healing, and I'm just going to tell you, Amy, just to start off and hold L2D. That's what we're going to do. Okay? So when you're holding L2D, and L is the left wrist, second position is the fingers, and the thumb is deep. Okay? What happens here is that she's going to hold this while I'm talking. Now, when you talk to me just right now, before the kitten got hurt, what happened?
I went out to the farm to let the dog out, and I saw 2 kittens and a mama cat just laying there, and didn't think anything of it. And when I let the dog back in, I had to back out so he won't run out on me,
Okay.
and I stepped on the kitty.
Okay. All right. So in your horror, did you feel it under your foot?
Yes,
Which one?
left.
And which one did you have the pain in the other day?
Left.
Okay. So when your body's consciousness helps you remember, you're not going to just have a memory. You're going to have feelings, thoughts, reactions, and the emotion will be the first thing that'll go. And if you're not paying attention to your thoughts because you can't feel the emotion because you numbed it, you'll have thoughts. But if you can't hear the thoughts, then it'll start showing up as aches, pains. And so she says to me, my foot hurts. And was it foot or toes? Which ones were it? Was it?
It was my toes.
Toes. And so I go and I'm asking Spirit, and Spirit says, put that down. She's got to collect. Which means they're not going to give me any information. And so I said, all right. So she has to get some experiences under her belt. That's fine. And then you write me the next day? Yeah, because we had that day in between because I had my event.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said I had did you remember it or how did you do that?
I don't remember.
Either way, she says, oh, I had an incredible memory that had to do with my kitten, and I feel so bad and so guilty, and it's my fault.
Every time I would pet my kitten's head,
Oh yeah, her cat.
I kept remembering stepping on the baby kitty.
Yeah, so she's petting her cat, stepping on the baby kitty. And so then finally, aha, Spirit made contact with you. Your body consciousness and you and the consciousness finally communicated and connected. Now, first of all, you're going to have to deal with the awkwardness that this has happened. Oh my God, it happened. So, as she's holding that point, it happened. And it's the, oh my God. Now, she may not have that reaction she had with like, oh my God, but oh my God. Now, if you focus on the fact that your toes hurt and focus on how your reaction is, she kept saying, I can't, I don't think I could ever get over this feeling. And then I said, okay. When you say that, I don't think I can, just say, I won't let myself get over this feeling. And then when you're seeing, and I've just watched you watch that and you're like, yeah, I won't. So do you feel like you have to punish yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you feel like you have to punish yourself, then you're not going to forgive yourself. So let's go back. Here's the event. This is what happened. And oh my God. And it's just, you can feel it with all of your nerves, every fiber. Okay. You've seen that face, every fiber. And it's just like burn instantly in your mind. You're like, oh, and your heart just cracks and breaks. And you just can't believe that happened. And all you could do is, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And if and what's happening is that the emotion is so high, your thoughts are going to be so scrambled that you're not going to start thinking straight. You're not going to be acting straight. because you can't stop focusing. So there could be a bazillion things happening here. You don't have no time for that. You had time before, now you have no time. And you got to zero in. And the more that your brain, okay, it keeps predicting that, okay, I can't have this happen again. And it predicts that I can't have this happen again. Oh my God, it will happen again. Oh my God, it can happen again. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then I can't, I don't want this to happen again. You know, and so then the brain, you have guilt, then you have guilt every time. Everything snowballs. What's happening is you can't find your stability. Your stability, security, and safety are the things that your body and your subconscious mind and you as a soul want. You want those. Okay? Safety, security is not the problem for you. It's the stability, because now your mind is unstable and it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my emotions? What am I going to do with these thoughts? What am I going to do with them? And when a trauma like that happens, your body registers, because she felt it on her foot. She felt it in her, when step back, she felt it. She took it and burned it into her mind, which then took in every nerve. Now she's recalled it over time. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, I kind of forgot about it. No big deal. Every now and then it may come up. That's not healing. Overtime healing is not healing. Overtime healing is mean that you thought about it so much that you've driven it so far in the brain and recalled it so many times that it's just a permanent fixture now. It's chronic. And as you develop further, okay, as you develop further, you're going to go into a state where, oh, it doesn't hurt that much today. Oh, it doesn't hurt that much. Oh, and then you don't even think of it. So your 41 thoughts, pretty much you're not thinking about it. Maybe every day or two, every couple of weeks, or maybe never, and till you get a recall. But you didn't take care of it. You didn't heal it. You healed to become stable enough to not have to go into fight, flight, freeze, but your body became unstable. Your nerves are saying, we got to hold this. We got to do this. Okay, this is what's happening. Point blank, this is what's happening. And she got her mind stable, but the emotions are still raw. You go back and you think about it, it's just like it happened yesterday. Your body says, instant recall. What is healing doing? It's helping to bring it down. Now, what's important for her is that she's going to constantly worry she's going to step on a kid. She's going to step on an animal. She's going to do that again. Even though she didn't mean to do it, you're going to question yourself around fragile things. She's thinking, and you don't know you're doing this. Okay, it literally just begins to freak you out, and it becomes an auto response. Now the body is going to be in charge instead of her mind. Where did it go from in the body? I went to the left brain, that I have to deny myself love. Wow. Did you just hear what I said?
Mm-hmm.
And that's your self-abuse. You have to give that cat retribution, or you have to help that cat somehow. So if you hurt yourself somehow, then it's like, see, cat, I loved you. See, cat, I love you. I gotta deny myself love. I'm bad. I'm wrong. And then you become very self-conscious of not your actions, but how other people see you, because they may find out your secret, especially if it's a young age, and how they're going to judge you so harshly. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they did, were you going to get in trouble? How old were you? Oh, if you think of the year, you can find it.
5, 6, I don't know.
And would you have gotten in trouble if you hurt an animal? Don't hang on to it wrong by the neck. Don't pull it on its tail. Okay. Yeah. So she's already got in her mind, don't hurt the kitty. Don't hurt the kitty. Okay. Or let's say she had grabbed it by the fur and started dragging it. Oh, don't do that.
I did. My cat mittens when I was probably about 5 or 6.
Mhm.
No, I was maybe 7 and a half, 8. I pulled its tail so it wouldn't go by my cousin's big black lap. The cat turned around and bit me on the arm.
Oh, that'll teach you. So you getting taught. That'll teach you. And so little things. So she's had, this is what's going to happen to you. So there's a part of you that says, bad stuff's going to happen if you do this. Okay. So the exertion of power, whoever it comes from, whether it's the animal or a parent, there's the exertion, the force, the energy is coming towards you. Okay. And your right brain takes pictures and feelings. And when you stepped on that, and the reason we're saying this in this way is because I'm telling her that she's okay to let it all go. And when I want you to stare, when did you have the oh my God moment that this was unforgivable? Was it on the act of feeling the stepping, or on the act of realization that the animal got hurt?
The realization that it got hurt.
Okay, so notice that realization. It is actually perfect pictures and form. And I'm not saying, oh, I have to, you know what the realization is. Oh my God. Okay. Now, you just have to be okay with just start pulling that out, dissolving that out. Understand you only need to be punished once. You only, you don't have to, pay for the rest of your life. And you have to be okay to forgive yourself. Now, there's a part of you that thinks that, oh, the cat hasn't forgiven me. But guess what? I believe it's okay. Well, what if it's frightened of you? Well, here's the thing. That was an agreement that you meant to go through. But you have got to understand that you need to get connected back to the source so that love can flow between you. And even if this kitty is never around ever again, the point is that you can develop this. This is just for letting people know that you can. You see, now she's shifting. So do you need to constantly do self-abuse?
No.
And are you okay with, yes, it happened? And people are always telling you have to have remorse. Yes, you do, but not to the extent where it's going to control you and condemn you and hurt you. You need to resolve those emotions out. Because you're not in that space anymore. You take the wisdom and you apply that wisdom, and that's what's going to cause you not to do certain things again. But don't take the wisdom and then you just take the punishment. You're doomed to repeat certain horrific things in your mind. And is that what you really want? No. So we're just taking that wisdom right now. We're putting them in that special place where all wisdom go. And now you're just going to have to let all of that go. And any remorse that's left. So that realization, what number is that realization? Because it was a 10. What is it now?
1.
A 1. And if you just allow yourself to just say to that next part of yourself, how do I trust myself? Well, then I want you to
do I trust myself?
Hold R2D. Because there's a part of you that's afraid that if oh, that's cute. The timer did not go. It was counting down. When did it go off? That is weird. I can't tell. The timer didn't go off right. Does anybody know how long it's been? Darn timer. Because I get caught up in these times. I have no idea if you got your 11 minutes or not. Do you know what time you got on, sweetheart?
Hang on, maybe I can. No, it doesn't tell me.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's it's over 11. So what we're going to do, we're going to have you finish that up and enjoy the show, and then I'll talk to you afterwards anyway. And I don't know why this didn't ring, but we'll figure that out. We'll talk to you later, and thank you very much. Okay. Now you're just going to hold R2D and notice how you can't trust yourself. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll have to rely on you to hang up. So I'm going to check my volume. Everybody can hear me fine. I don't understand why this doesn't work. No, I've messed with it. The next person is Christina Peacock. Christina Peacock. And it's for 6 minutes. And as soon as Christina Peacock, you don't have to call. But you can tell me, Chrissy, what would you like to talk about? Because it's your minutes. Okay. Oh, thank you, Brittany. I'm glad that you explained that, because I'm like, boo. So two people were angry about something. I don't know. Oh, two people that were interesting. She says, emailed it to you. Which, okay, so I will have to find it. All right, the one thing I don't like, and now I'm doing it, and that is wasting time. You emailed it to me, and I don't see it. And as I'm looking, all I see are I don't see it anywhere. No, I don't. Unless it's inside this. Nope, I don't see it there. Well, after Christina will be Brenda Ramos, and then De La Rosa. What the heck? All right, if you've emailed me and it's under a different name, you're going to have to verify in the thing. Brittany's Teresa. Oh, well, that's cool. Who's this? Kristen? No, it's not the right person. All right, we're going to have to do it that. Oh, here. I just wanted to ask about what cords I need to cut. I know about the one with my ex. Also, anything you get from me. Thank you. Okay. Before I go into that, I call myself Medicine Woman because I went and before they did a university so that you can become a medicine healer, okay, a medicine person. In my past life, I was a medicine woman. So down this road of all the healing and the 20 some modalities I had at the time, I've got like 30 now. I dedicated my life to healing. And then I found a tribe, the Nemaha band. It's a band of the tribe. Okay. And they have the rights, and there was a bunch of women and then the tribe was all healers. And the thing is they wanted to be able to get this planet moving, get the world in to heal and to move. And so I joined in order to, do just that. And then now they have they formed it into the university. So for me, I did all of the courses and all of this so I could understand their side and what's going on. So you can become a medicine woman or medicine person or medicine man too. So it's no big deal as far as how far you want to dedicate yourself. And I've dedicated myself a great deal. So I just didn't pick up the name. I have the accreditation. So Chrissy. All right. So when it comes to these cords, there is this defense that you get defensive. And what happens then is This is your response to survive. All right, so how many cords do you see? Well, I'm not sure because I don't really see any cords. Okay, so I'm going to look. Any cords coming to you from the outside besides entanglement cords? Entanglement cord is a different thing. Everybody has them. Cording in itself or in a energy cord that needs to be pulled out by the roots. Yes, those. Okay, so you got to switch energy cords. You got to take your energy back, and that is the one, and it is the X. Is there any other that are like that? One other. Okay, so, but it's not defined. We have to make sure we define it properly. All right, so it definitely feels like a female, and I feel like, believe it or not, do you have a niece? Does anybody have depression that you know? Because there's a disapproved energy, disapproved. And somehow this energy is coming in and it is hooking up to your third chakra in the back. So it affects the will. And so then you do the cording. Now there's different ways to release this. Now the entanglement cord you release in one way, and a cording, and this kind of cording is that you take and put your hand on your head. And since you know this cording is to this specific person, and then you just say, cording this person, disapproved, and then you take and you use a magnet and you roll it out 3 times. She's going to need it 10 times because it's relation. So this goes back to genetics. So genetic cording, and you just roll it out. You roll out genetic cording to, I believe it would be your niece or whoever you identify it is, and then disapproved. Yeah. And then you say the word cording. Energy. Anything else? This defensiveness. Now, what's interesting is you may not even have any interaction, but what happens is the third chakra in the back is about your willpower and the power itself. So having the willpower to always feel like you can stand up for yourself. No, willpower to be myself. If you feel like you have to be forced to be yourself, and so you have this shield. Yeah, and it affects the front, the 5th chakra, and it's about that I do not want to assimilate or take in other people's worlds. Just so you understand that energy is that, let's say in this case, the people around you, and they're chaotic, they're negative, they're fearful, they're whatever, small talk, the rolling of the eyes, all that mumbo jumbo stuff. You're like, no, I do not want to assimilate this. If somebody's just having a bad day, or they feel nay is the world, or they have to be the squeaky wheel, whatever it is, you're like, no. I don't want to assimilate. I do not want to take in. I don't no. And I feel this adamant part of you. No. And if I ask further, you're like, I put these self-imposed limitations on myself. I don't know how old you are, but the number 31 comes up. I just don't need this anymore out here because it just changes who I am. And I feel like the roles that you used to play, you're like, I don't want to play those roles anymore. You're starting to wake up. Oh, no nieces, but I have depression. But there is a female that acts like a niece. There's somebody that's there. Okay. Because, so 31, is it your life? There's somebody that acts like it's in the acting of who they are. Okay, just to let you know. And the reason they brought up 31 is that this person is very awkward. Somehow it sets you off. Where are you going? I think you pick up vibes that you're not even sure you pick up, because when I'm doing this, I can feel it. I can feel this. Okay. I feel this vibe that you're like, I can't, there's not even a word for it. Like, keep your shit from me. I just, because it's like, why don't you just get over yourself? It does somebody being, don't get you, don't get the emotion of depression, don't get it. And they just, there's something about you can't snap out of it is what I hear. Somebody is not there. There's too many things going on. I'm looking and it's like, from your point of view, all these energies are clustered into one. When it gets very clustered, it then forces you to, you're like, but I don't want to be in that space. Oh, empathetic. That makes total sense. That makes total sense. Okay, the timer just went off, but it must be a silent timer. The timer just went off. That's funny. Okay, I have too much on me, and they talk down. Tell me, yes. Okay, but yeah. You're not going to get any sympathy from them because they have not been there. They have no clue. And so you will have to, wow. All right. I'm not going to let you go just yet. What I want you to do is understand you had an oh my God point, which happened at 11 and then at 1. And you just don't know how to get past it. My head is like spinning all of a sudden. You just don't know how to get past it. You just know that you're treated that way. You want to be treated that way. You wish you were. What I'm talking about is the it. There's a part of you sometimes that you just wish they would shut up. And the it is that you know, it's all about them, and then you're the object. It's like they discredit. Now, they're living in their space. It is hard for them to live in that energy field, and it is very draining. And depression, I'm not blaming you. Depression has an energy field. And when we look at your depression, it has to do with, you just don't know how to trust. There's a whole other story going on here, but I have got to stop because that's all you paid for. All right, let it go. But your story is very important. Your story is very important. You're going to be growing out of that, but it's going to be a while before you get to it. The healing tool that I would like you to do is just start doing this. If you can't do anything else, just start doing this for everything. When your depression kicks in, see if this will work. The other one would be EFT. Even if you can't finish it, just if you could just start practicing doing that. As soon as you start to feel it, think it. Those two are going to make an incredible difference. You have kids. Oh boy. Do EFT and this, oh my God, as often as you can, so that you can become that mama you want to be. All I can say is do a healing with me, set up an appointment. So we're going to take Brenda Ramos. Brenda Ramos, the timer. Wonder why it has no sound. Let's see if that works. Hopefully that doesn't scare us out of our skins. Okay, Brenda Ramos, what do you want, darling? Yeah, everybody's in a row. So after Brenda is Della Rosa. After Della Rosa is Sonia. After Sonia is Lenore. Okay. So Brenda's right first. Or next. You're welcome, Chrissy. I wish I could do more. I felt so many scattered energies, but yeah, we got to clean you off for one. Hey, James. What did you want to talk about, Brenda? Oh, okay. So it must be going somewhere else. All right. So I'll have to probably say when you are doing this, okay, when you guys are paying, then talk to me through the thing. That's what we're going to have to do, because if you email it, it goes to another address and it doesn't ever show. There it is. I have a question of if my health is going to improve. Gotcha. That is related to her. Gotcha. You can't assimilate something? What is this? Okay, hold on. You're deficient. In what? What people expect of me. You make my eyes water, girl. Okay, so the world's happening. Your body is responding by being sick. I want you to just follow through. Let's say you're sick of your environment, or if you're, like coughing is barking at the world. The inflammation is that I just can't tolerate that anymore. And your body starts creating this inflammation. And I'm going to ask, will this improve? Yes and no. No, because if you don't do anything about it. Yes, because you can do something about it. First of all, are you made to feel like shit? Just point blank, are you made to feel like shit? If you are, because they said at a very young age, at 2, you would see in your environment and your body got conditioned that people are made to feel like shit. This is the arguing. This is the paradigm of, a narcissist. This is everything is supposed to be about them, and there's always got to be a negative space, and they called that positive thinking. But your body's like going, and your body, you're sensitive versus an empath. An empath, you can feel what other people feel, but a sensitive in this case is that you are very sensitive. And one of the things happens is that when you would feel their negative vibration, okay, down here, would get you so deep, okay? It would get so deep, and your body it would hurt. And your body felt like you were attacked, especially when they would give you disapproving looks. Now, and is there a way, like I said, when I was at that party yesterday and that person gave me that disapproving look, she asked me what I did. So I started explaining, and then she just started talking to somebody else. And I'm like, why the fuck did you ask? And then I'm looking at this, realizing that this is acceptable for her. And for me, I could take it and be hurt child, or I can realize, wow, there are people that don't like this. So why am I here? You get it, looking at it differently. But as a child, you could feel like if you're, wow, like I see you sitting on the ground, and like I don't know why they put you in a little foo-foo dress, but you're in a cute little foo-foo dress sitting down with patent leather shoes, and you're sitting there playing. And what I'm getting is that even though you were just being happy and quiet and actually behaving like a little girl, you could feel all this negativity. And I feel like you just saw you get up and like you started to run, and they're like, why don't you do your toll? I mean, there's just this, it's like you weren't sure how can I think by myself? Is it okay if I go over here? Can I stand up? Am I allowed? I just feel like there's all of these unknown variables of how you're supposed to act, be, feel, and be. Oh, she said, yes, disapproving looks from my stepfamily. I mean, it was 24/7. It's like, why are you even existing? And you could feel this. And the sensitive part of you is like, oh, and your body would say, oh my God, we're under attack. And then it would start creating this inflammation. Oh, and the fear of being alone. Because now all of a sudden it's like starting up again. Which meridian's doing that one? The liver's affecting. And then it goes into the lungs. So when the liver kicks up, and then what I mean by liver is that when the liver meridian starts running its energy, the liver will be like, I can't process this fatty acid, fatty tissue. It's not about fat food. It's about the negativity. It's how your body says, this is anger, this is frustration, this is negativity. And it's sitting in my liver. My liver kicks in, and all of a sudden my lungs start to have a problem, or my breathing, because I don't want to take that in anymore. And that's what your body's doing. That's what it's saying. And the anxiety, where are you carrying it? Right up in here. And so your body will then just create this anxiety that you're not even aware that you have, because you did at the time, but it's moved into something else. So it's recognized as something else. So talk to me a little bit more about it. And they said, you're just made to feel like shit. Now, is there people in your space that are doing it now? Not so much as it's in my environment. So what that means is an engram. When you were growing up and this was happening, the color could be red or blue. The air could have been cold or hot. The sounds of silence, or the sounds of clock ticking or something. Something is in your environment, and you've taken snapshots of all those events that happened, and whatever happened, certain smells, anything in your sensory system. So you can be in a beautiful, perfect place, knowing that you're supposed to be serene and happy and healthy, but your body's consciousness says, oh, did you see that? That reminds me of that time. Oh, did you hear that? That reminds me of that time. And your body is like going, I do not feel stable. I don't feel secure. And I don't feel safety. That's exactly what you felt when you were that age. Your body says, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I want to do this. That's all I keep hearing. So that means it hasn't resolved its thing. Now, yes, like PSTD. It's a different form of PSTD, but it's still there. And, you're just not consciously. What is this about? Does this have to do with her? I don't know if you developed twitches or if you developed a tick. Stuttering. Oh, wait. What? So, certain things you developed so that the family would shut up. This goes to, like, for instance, there is the story, and this boy watched his mother getting abused, and then the one time he saw that dad was going to hit, he developed stuttering, and he developed an issue so that hopefully they would start paying attention to him instead of, so to repeat this hurting. And so somehow this boy took this on. Did it stop the beatings? No, but it was, you forgot what was just about to happen, and then your body developed an issue to help figure out, counteract, or to distract something out here. That is one of the things I'm feeling. I don't know what kind of sickness. If you could clarify just a little bit more what we're talking nerves here, because you keep jerking my nerve. Spine? No. Well, what the fuck is that? I mean, literally, it jerks. It hurts. What is it? It's like your lungs are infected. Okay, so that explains why my lungs started to cough up. Okay, so we're talking about for breathing. Oh, yeah, I just went there. Contributes to the balance of sense of spatial issues. So it's the connective tissues that are going off based on, now this is what this is. And okay, so now we're talking about the diaphragm. Okay, so so her lung infection and is, what the fuck? Your electromagnetic energies are off. Gotcha. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I'm just going to check you real quick. Fuck. So your polarity is frozen. When I'm just pushing on my K27s to see if we can flip the, I'm being you right now. I'm mirroring you exactly. Okay, so that there is All right, how many meridians are doing it? You have 4 meridians that are going backwards and reversed. Get the fuck out of here. It's to do with the interaction with the environment. You just don't want to take it and hear it anymore. You don't want to assimilate it. You don't want to take it in. Gotcha. Stop the jerks, please. The interaction, go a little bit further. Magnetics. Is okay, so they're all frozen. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're gonna have to get a magnet, and there's a lot of healing we could do, but you can unfreeze it. You take a refrigerator magnet, you use both sides, or you can use your hand. The first one you're gonna do is your spleen. The spleen, because it is frozen, is that it's right here. Here's your big, oh, that's a kidney. No, that's right. Here's your big toe. Go up. You see the bump? They're right there, right just past the bump. Okay. And if you're not sure, then you type in SP3, spleen 3. Just imagine if this is my ankle, you use a magnet like this, and then you rub on it 30 times. I need you to email me, and I'll just send you the instructions, and then, but don't expect ongoing unless we make an appointment, but I can send you the instructions. The 4th meridian or 2nd meridian is the trip warmers going off. We got to repair that. Okay. The trip warmer is right here, and that's the source point. And you're going to do it on both wrists, just like on both feet. And then after you use the magnet, you rub for 30 times. I have a bruise on the back of my hand. I don't know where that came from. Next one, gallbladder. And which one? Then the large intestine. And all of those are causing you to have lung issues. And the time's up, and it didn't ring. What the hell's that about? The gallbladder. If you see the pinky and the second toe and you follow that line up to where that bone is, there's an indentation. You'll literally fall into it. Some people's are puffy, so you don't fall in it, but most of the time you can fall in it. You take in and use your magnet and rub that. The large intestine is easy because it's right here. That's where the 2 bones come together right here. And you're going to use a magnet on this, refrigerator magnet or your hand, and you're going to rub 30 times on both sides. Okay. You have to get the energies moving. Your electromagnetic energy is really stuck. She's spot on. Thank you. Okay. Anyways, email me, sweetheart. I want you to have clear instructions. I feel rushed and hazard because I saw the clock and I'm thinking the timer isn't working. The next person in line. In line. Okay. Della Rosa. You get it for 6 minutes. Okay. Della Rosa, if you, whatever it is, I'm going to look to see if somebody emailed. Let me go down here. Della says, I'm assuming that's the same person. I'm looking for what Spirit has for me. I'm looking for what Spirit has for me. Okay, gotcha. I'm looking for what Spirit has for me. So we're going to set the timer again, bringing it down to 6 minutes. And we're going to okay. So what does Spirit have for her on the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual side? Do you want to spiritually communicate or help her growth, or do you want a spirit of bringing someone through? Hi. I'm looking at a big old ring, but it's not a ring on a finger. It is like the brass ring, but it's a ring. It has to do with horses, something to do with horses on the other side. They're saying you haven't gone for the brass ring. Oh, well, why did she just say so? So this is a message you want her to grow, or do you want a message to identify who you are, to grow? Okay, so in this case, they said that you were taught, being a female in the energy of paradigm, is that you were taught to be helpless. But there's a part of you that knows that you are conscientious about how right and wrong. You're like, I don't want to play that. And that's fine. But the energy you put into, I am not going to use my feminine wiles to get what I want, if that's how your energy was. Okay. What's that about? Shit, bricks. What? She lost who she was because of the adamancy of not. Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So when you said, I am not going to be that, you made a declaration. You gave out of which chakra? The first, second chakra, and the seventh. Front. Okay, so energetically, you put into play to keep, I am not going to be that. And when you say, I am not going to be that, a certain amount of energy goes to this that has to keep that alive. So you're going to have to always be presented with issues of, oh, God, again, I'm not going to be that. But then again, it's going to run out of time. You won't see that, but then you have to use your feminine wilds, not in the way that you think it needs to be done, but to express the fact that you're feminine. And your feminine wild is that you're just standing there being yourself, and it's the relationship between male and female. Okay? It is the luring in. It is the dance of love. It is, you don't have to see it always as a bad thing. That's what they're referring to. But you need to take your energy off that and stop saying that. But you have to take your energy off it and stop doing that so that you can have that energy to develop that next part of you. Okay? If that makes any sense. Okay. Unworthy. You're like, now that you have your energy here, I'm not going to do that. There's a part of you that has to go through the fact that you feel unworthy. Now, all these other people that do get people swooning over them, you feel like they're worthy. You're beginning to see the other side of that. I'm unworthy. Does she really believe that? I didn't think so. But the energy of unworthy. You have a cord that this is your own doing of resonating broadcast. I'm unworthy, so leave me the fuck alone. Well, that's an interesting broadcast. So you're saying it to these people because based on, okay, so I don't want to track this shit in. And wow. All right. So you can remove that broadcast message if you want. You take your magnet or your hand and then you say broadcast message, I'm unworthy, leave me the fuck alone. And you roll that out a good 10 times because that one's big. Now let's base it on unworthy. It is that you'll sit there and you'll overcompensate. They said, you'll be talking to somebody. Is this also based on it? No, it's on anything. Gotcha. She wants to go for that brass ring. Okay. So you will, because you're doing all that and now you're trying to go for what you want and want to be who you want to be, and you're moving in that direction. You are talking, let's say you're doing an interview and you're talking and you're going for that brass ring. This is something you want. And then all of a sudden that energy creeps in of unworthy. And then you don't realize that set and play of, oh, I'm not going to do that. But you can't. So you're in that interview and you'll think to yourself, oh, la, 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 la. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, no. And then you got to compensate. Oh, and then you got, I got to correct this. And so then you got this conversation. And then you're starting to talk this way. And you feel like you're screwing things up. And they said you are. Okay, because by declaring that you don't want to be that, it messes up the action of who you are today. And then you become helpless. So this is the active helpless. This is all the components. Is there more? No, this is the components of what it is to be helpless. And you found another way that if you can't be helpless and oh my, I dropped that. You're showing it that shit, I'm helpless in the fact that I can't correct this, or people can't see what it is. So you're seeing another dynamics. So you're hitting arrested development and you're learning how to bring to consciousness what I just talked about, so that you can say, shit, I got to stop doing that. I got to stop judging that. I got to stop saying that's wrong. There is some use to somewhere along this, because it screws up your compatibility with people too. Because if you push that energy out there, you're going to push people away, especially if you want to date loved ones or your husband or whatever. The point is that it's going to screw up the compatibility. Yes. What, it works now? What was that about? Oh, timer's up. Again, if you happen to get a reading, if you could put it on to reviews, that would be great. Share it somewhere. Where? Okay, there's my screen. Okay, next person would be Sonia. And let me see if you sent me anything, darling. I'm trying to read these. It's not easy. Patricia, very good. I don't think you did you? All right. Well, anyways, you're next, Sonia. So if you, I don't think you sent me an email. Oh. Oh, I screwed it up. I'm so sorry. Let's get these names right. What the hell's going on with this email? No, that's not right. Okay, these emails, I don't understand what's happening. So that's not true. So the Sonia is not next, but yet she is not even here. How do we do this? And who is this person? There's no identification tag. Well, I don't know who you are, but I will do a reading anyway. But you do have a question, even though I can't see who you are and what it is. I can't find any emails. But the money's there, and I'm not going to dishonor you. Whoever you are, male or female, you said, how is my spiritual, okay, I'm not sure what that word is. How my spiritually, is it flowing? Yeah, we can do that. What's that? What is that weird sound? Am I missing something? Holy crap. Who wrote Pink Purple Hearts? I know I use Pink Purple Hearts. Well, anyways, I did get the question. The question was very simple. Is my spirituality going? So that's who's going to be. And then Lenore's after that. Pink Purple Hearts. I use that. Huh. Okay, I feel like I'm in strange mode world. I don't even know where my screen is. I don't even know if you guys are still live. Oh, there you are. Hello. I'm not even sure what's going on with my screen. I have a lot of glitches all of a sudden recently. We're just going to say, okay. Ready? We're going to do the reading. Is my spirituality flowing? And my brain is like, I don't sure what we're doing. I don't either. I know it's for 11 minutes. We're going to go that route. And I missed my timer. Being controlled. The environment is controlling the situation. And the energy of moving past that and connecting with spirit. Yes, the spirit is definitely flowing, but these conditions, the condition process, is saying that it's very hard to get things manifested and flowing because as something is said, boom, you canceled your order to the universe. But then you pick the ball up, spirituality is flowing, but now you need to learn to move past that. How do I explain that one? She can't hear us. Does she want to? What are you saying? Her pain, not physical, but mental, emotional, her spiritual pain. Her spiritual pain is causing it to stop because, you know, you got to muster up and give yourself a pep talk and everything's good. But the irrelevancy, making you non-existence, is getting to the point. It's very hard. You started doing that at a very young age. The car accident you had everything to do with not wanting to be here. But you missed your exit point and you stayed. Then the physical body had taken a crumble, and it had to do with, again, so the engram, everything in your environment starts to affect you because you're being disapproved of. You're going to constantly be disapproved of. This came about when you were inside the womb. About 4 months inside the womb, you were disapproved of. And that has lingered and constantly keeps reassuring itself. And if I ask, well, if we go back to the 4 months inside the womb of being disapproved, is there anything she needs to heal? Not per se. She needs to become aware of the fact is that she's got to stop believing in this world as being so raw. And that is, you can feel the emotions, the negative emotions. You can feel the pain. You take it in, and it controls you. And spirituality, if you're going to let it really flow, it is disconnecting those emotions and allowing yourself to live through your heart while the chaos is happening around you, knowing that's an option that you don't need. Reaching into the quantum field, pulling into you your purpose. And your purpose isn't to always respond to the negativity. Your purpose is, this is what I'm going to go for. It's not about, I got to make sure that you're pleased, or I got to make sure that you approve of me, or I got to keep these people around because they're nice enough to approve of me, but yet they sponge me, they hurt me, you don't need to pay for, you don't need to exchange in order to get love. You don't need to do that. And that's a part you have to heal, because your soul is saying you're so much more than this, but the pain and anguish of feeling invading energies, you were constantly feeling this invading energies. And even if they weren't coming into your space, just because they vibrate next to you, they hurt. They hurt. And because they hurt, your first and second and third chakra are like, oh my God, I got to survive this. It believes it's so real that you drop from spirit down into ego, and you over-identify with matter and says, holy shit, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And your body is constantly jerking and moving and all of this and going numb and being hurt and doing this and that. And you are living in this body and you're like, oh my God, this is so fucking real. I can't stand it. And at the same time, you're trying to muster up courage and love and faith. And then your body's going, blah, or the environment's going, and you're like, ah. Okay, so we have got to get your sensory system not to be so sensitive to that. That doesn't have that much power. You have much more power, because I have seen you move energy and you freaking know it. Let's look at it. Okay, so when did you decide that? In a past life. You decided in a past life that I have to live their way. It's my punishment because I done wrong. So you have a belief system in your soul that you have to upgrade. And that is that I have to be punished for my bad deeds. Now, if I ask Spirit, can you show me the bad deeds a lot of them are just about survival. Is it survival? Did you hurt anybody? Did you physically hurt anybody? Did you mentally hurt? Did you emotionally? It's in your head. They said that you, so is this based on religion? Oh, gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, so in religions, I don't know which ones, it's about doing good deeds. And if you're going to do these good deeds, then you get into heaven. Here's your ticket. Next. If you did something bad, you repent. Here's your ticket. Go to heaven. Next. And if you don't follow along with this, you must be the devil. You cancel. You can't get in. Oh, you didn't do the good deed that. Okay, I know I would have helped that lady cross the road. You didn't. Okay, you can't get in. It is developing your brain to grow. As you begin to grow, then you have to look that these people live their life this way. You're punishing yourself for something that you deemed that they would not accept as being, you did it wrong. But from what I can see, is that you compared yourself to what they would compare you, and you condemned yourself to hell because, like when that woman got on and she told me I was going to hell because that was her belief. I know in my heart how much I communicate with God every day. I live it, breathe it, walk it, talk it, and dream it. And I don't do this negativity shit and hating and spreading and saying, looking at a human going, oh, you're evil. I don't. That's her world. So I live it, breathe it, walk it, talk it, and dream love. Opening that heart, living in that space. And when you begin to live in that energy field, it doesn't matter what other people say. You can start attracting bad shit to you that's asked you to resolve. So I attracted her in to condemn me. It was as soon as I started to get the numbers high, I got somebody to come in and condemn me. That's shit I got to work on. But does that make them true? Hell no. So you got to stop believing, and and if somebody is sitting out there going, and even if it's a joke, and they're condemning because it's like my ex told me, you're just stubborn and won't do, and I'm like, yeah, you're just pissed because I won't do what you want. You can say all the name calling you want. I'm still not going to fall for your stupid shit anymore. I'm done. You're just pissed because I won't do what you want. And guess what? I'm getting out of here. I'm out. So if you begin to understand, you're putting all of your truth and your beliefs, and that you trust them, and you're not considering the source. You may think some of these people are right and they're worthy and that they're God, and because they show some affection to you. BS on that. Because if you're going to put those high expectations on yourself, you're going to get all this. So you have got to heal out. I have high expectation on myself because if I don't, I'm going to be invalidated. I have to show up and be a certain way because if not, I'm going to, I'm going to be invalidated. So anytime that you feel like you've done something wrong, you go into deep remorse and you sit there and try to correct yourself because you don't want to be invalidated. I get that. So I would have you hold R1S because I know you worked with me before. And right wrist, first position soft. And you're going to work on how stubborn you are at not letting go of this pain. You're going to work on how you have to always invalidate yourself and have high expectations. And you're going to look out there and say, who wrote the rules? Okay, I don't think I'm going to be doing this. But I want you to look out there and how many people you have to consider the source of. I do not think they give a rat's ass about your life. They're probably wrapped up in their shit. It's just easier to point and say what they need to do. I'm sure because they got the same physical blueprints as you do, that first, second, third chakra, and they're going to go into fight, flight, freeze. You start owning your shit, they're going to start pulling you down. That's how you know you're on the right track. Allow yourself to say, I'm not going to live their way. Those high standards is that this is who I am. I respect myself. This is what I do every day. If you don't like it, go find something else to do. Okay? I mean, I left the house so I could show my adult kids somebody's got to fucking leave home and have a life and get something. And now they're on their track of enjoying themselves. But you're so afraid of being scorned people have scorned you, and that hurts. That has burnt and cut in deep. You need to heal out that. You know what scorn is. You know, if you stand up for yourself, you're going to get scorned. Again, that's an R1S. You know that you know you're going to be controlled. That's R1S. You're not going to die. You're going to stand up and you're going to start being your own person, and you've got everybody else up by your side. The people that say they're by your side, they're I don't know. I don't know if they really are. There is. I love you very much. I want you to be happy. Do it at the pace that you need to. So the time's up on that, and I still don't understand why that damn thing doesn't ring. Oh, good. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so the next person is Lenore. Lenore, my dear, you're next. And after Lenore will be James Higgy Perry. So Lenore is next. There's no instructions. Gotcha. So Lenore. Hopefully she's still here. Yes. Please ring in. Please ring in. Oh, Jesus, what the hell? She hasn't even called yet, and I've already got the slap across the head. Thank you, Brenda. Come on. Yeah, it should work. Hello? Oh,
Hello, sweetheart.
where's my video? Hold on, I'm trying to get video. There, can you see me now?
No.
Where'd it
This is
go?
requesting video.
I'm sharing back. Hey, there we are.
There we are.
What room are you in?
I'm in my bedroom.
Oh, didn't even look like it. Okay, so
Alright.
I'm gonna hit the timer and talk to me. What do you want?
Triple warmer TE8 is going off hardcore.
Oh, great fear. Okay, moments before you called, I got hit in the head. It's like somebody just punched me in the head.
I've had this headache now for a couple of days since we last had that healing. I thought it was planetary shift. Didn't think much of it. Thought grounding, been grounding myself, walking on ground, barefoot, and I've been feeling it all through my chakras, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, oh, this is not good. And then yesterday I noticed that the TE8 was going off, and I'm like, that's really sore. And then I looked at it and I went, hang on, this is something a bit more here. This is triple warmer. What has happened for it to aggravate like that?
Something happened at age 22. Okay, so your body is going through what is with this energy shifts? Man, those fuckers hurt today. Okay, they're just saying the oscillating energy around you is not good. And I'm going to ask, is there anything ninth? Okay, so the Shunina. Okay. And the energy that I know I'm saying it wrong, but in Ayurveda, Ida, Pingala, or whatever, the Shuna. Just look up NADIS, the nadis. Okay, just look up nadis. As the energy is coming through, I feel like they're coming through just fine, but as the energy goes through, it's stuck. They're in the 9th chakra. It looks like you have. Okay, so as that energy starts to come through, this is what's happening. So this memory is not even about this lifetime, but it did light up when you were 22. The story happens to be that you have to have overtime petrified. Oh, well, that would make sense. Of being alone. Looking for what? It's like you got to constantly look at the corner of your eye for loftiness. Oh, somebody's going to come and hit me at any time. It's going to come out of nowhere. Now I'm just going to have to look a little bit further. Is there somebody or something interfering with her field? Yes. Take me there. A lot of greenish yellow icky. It looks like mucus, gross mucus. You have a complete,
Yeah, I've been coughing up mucus.
okay, so you complete imbalance and your cell extension. Your cell extension is being messed with. Tell me who. It's got to be a who, right? Oh, self-suffering program. Again, it goes back into the self-suffering program. Tell me more. Negative thought forms. How many are negative thought forms? You got 2. One is acting out an active memory. So, well, we already know that. You're acting that out. Still on the first one. We know the polarity's out of balance. Who does witchcraft spells? Okay. You have one. You have 2. You can't leave home. You will not survive.
Okay.
And does this involve it's just the one? We're still on the one? Why is it dead space? Oh, so the floor will disappear. So the grounding will disappear.
Right.
This person that does this, do they use like herbs or things?
Candles.
So you're going to counteract it with a candle. So you're going to take your candle and you're going to bless that candle with light and love, peace and harmony, joy and charity. You're going to take and bless the oil first. And so then you take and you just bless it. And so the Mother, Father, Daughter, the One. And then, of course, yeah, because you don't need to do that. And the Mother, Daughter, the One is the one that you need to bless it to counteract. Now we're going to jump to the self-suffering program, because the only way that works, that spell works, is if you have a self-suffering program. So we're going to look at this self-suffering program. And this is when you've made a complete decision that you have to be, you're hopeless, and it's an auto response, and at 4 years old, and I need to keep doing something because I don't want to be disapproved of. Now, I don't care how adult you are.
Yeah.
You're going to have to tap in to that inner child that knows what emotional instability is. Okay? So you've learned as an adult that emotions, you can make them stable. You can just like ignore. You can have indifference. You can push it off. You can do whatever you need to do. But that inner child is like, but I feel still unstable. You got to keep them sick and keep them around the homestead. You got to always have something wrong, because guess what? It's like oh, really? It is.
Munchausen.
Yes, I was going to just say that, but I didn't want to. Okay, well, it's like that, but not quite. But yeah.
It's Munchausen. It is.
Okay, good. You know what? I'm glad you know. Oh, Jesus, my God. They said that you can't hear them, and that's why they're over here. Why? You're damaged. Who would want you? What? Remember I told you there was 2 specific things? The next one is you're damaged. No one's going to want you. Fudge mothers. Well, I think that was supposed to be a swear word, but I don't know if it came out that way. No empathy. No fucking empathy for me. No, none. Okay, I just feel this loss of control, and I feel like
there's a loftiness.
Yeah, and so in the cartoon movies, I think it's Maleficent, isn't she, in the black and the purple and all the energy? Or it's the one in Under the Sea with the octopus legs, and it's just okay.
Ariel. Yeah.
I can. Holy shit! It's like I have these magic powers. And you can just cut it by blowing a fart in that direction. Trust me. I mean, because I don't care how puffy that is, smell is going to mess it up.
Yeah.
If you understand what I mean by that, it literally can mess it up.
Mm.
So you got to find the Achilles heel.
Okay. Okay.
So you may want to burn some interesting smells.
I'll get that happening.
And so that I don't mean to do that, but it can create a panic, not for you, but before the situation, so that there's a distraction.
Okay.
The power. I'm going to show you how powerful I am over. Take a look at me, Lenore.
Mm-hmm.
Power
Mm.
over.
Mm-hmm. Look, Kathy Kim coming out now. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
But at the same time, she's like, I am more powerful than your.
Yeah.
They're pointing at the heart. Is there a telltale sign like a rapid mannerism or speech? There's a telltale sign somewhere. They says you'll see it. You'll see it. Because you can't play nice anymore. You're not meant to. You're not supposed to play dirty either. You just have to pull the plug. And pulling the plug would be going into yourself and looking for the emotion of over time. I have to live their way. You really have to really dive into that 4-year-old. I have to live their way. I need you to disconnect that. You need to help her get over her fear. Oh, well, it's the right thing to do. This is so and so. I can't do this because they love me. I don't care how much you romanticize the story to say you have to stay in that hell. No.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you do that, you can ask for that binding to be released. Because you have a binding cord that says that you'll never make it in life without me. I mean, it's not just chain. I see a chain. I see a metal cuff, but I feel like it's chained. A tether. That's like it. I'll make it so you're incompatible with everybody. How dare you call? Oh my God, that's going to be too much of a giveaway. So how do you introduce your daughter to people? You know, their family, they have specific family names and it should be sacred, and somehow you're fucking that up and not living the way. Ooh, steam is coming out of, it's like Mrs. Teapot.
Mm-hmm.
You're developing a major skill that when you go out in that world even further than where you are, you're going to be able to combat and battle all these things because you understand the moment you take these hooks out, they got nothing on you.
Yeah.
So you're learning skill from this, and then you're going to move past that arrested development. Okay. Where do you want her to hold? They want you to hold R3S.
R3S.
R1S.
R1S.
And L3S.
L3S.
Because when you do L3S, understand you're going to have to hear self-justification, not yours, but theirs. And somehow you're going to get hooked back into it. Oh, and then when they start using disapproving words, you constantly are going to tap that out, even though I hear, it's a twang, even though I hear that, and you're going to have to disconnect those cords. That's how you're going to do it. Thank you very much, Lenore, for calling in. This has been a very interesting, I love you very much. I feel very nude right now. I got clothes on, but I'm very... Just saying. All right. Thank you for honoring me. We'll talk to you later. Okay. And, stay blessed, woman. Okay. We're good. We're really good here. And, wow. Okay. So the next person is James, Higgy Perry, P-E-R-E. Okay. I see nothing else with it. I'm just going to double check to make sure there's nothing else that I can see. Very good. No, readings will be after all the paid ones. What? You heard screeching, static. So you tuned into the vibe then? Oh, is everybody else still hearing that screeching? Static, really? Wow, really? Has it been through the whole show? Okay, so the sound is gone. And now, what about anybody else? Well, what's interesting is that we were tapped in some really interesting vibes just a few minutes ago, and I didn't think it was going to affect. Oh, at the end of the... Yeah, that's probably what it was. So sorry. So I operate in the bandwidth. Okay, so I go up and I ask the creator of all that is. This show is weird. I noticed. You're going to see sides I don't let people see yet. But anyways, I connect up to the creator of all that is, and then I ask to be able to look down into the frequencies without having to be lost while I'm doing it. And then what happened here was this was a very deep, lower frequency vibe. My phone is in a box off to the side, so it's not near the TV or the camera, but can barely hear. Okay, bad, really good. How's it now? Too loud? Well, that really messed it up. How's that now? Can anybody hear me now? All I can think of is the TV shows. Oh, my stars. Okay, so that did a number on my thing, didn't it? Still pitched. I don't want to end this show and start over. Still pitched. Son of a gun. Okay, it might have... Okay, people, those that are here, I'm going to close this one. I'm going to open it. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, I'm going to stay there. I'm going to disconnect or end the show, reopen the show so that I can give everybody the readings. Because if everybody has the high pitched, oh my God, seriously? I'm going to try one more thing. Is that better or not? Is this better? What about now? I shut it off and on. Anything? Does that make it better? Worse? Still there. Okay, people. This is what we're going to do. Those that are remaining, we're going to end the show. And then I'm going to restart the show and look for me again, okay? And I hope that works. So we're going to end the feed. So hang in there. I'll be right back. How you guys doing? Who is pink and purple hearts? I made a ring that had pink and purple. I had my friend made pink, said we always say pink hearts. And then I made a ring because it's about the purple violet flame and pink hearts and the purple violet flame. All right, so let's see if we can go live and see what happens. Oh my God, I don't understand what's happening. All right, I'm back live. We'll see what happens. I'd like to know who you are, Pink and Purple Hearts. Do you know who I am, or is this new? I don't know. The email. Oh, it didn't even work. Oh. Well, what the heck? Okay, how's that? Sounds good now. Oh, good. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, if you want, here's the thing they gave, if you want to make sure you get the videos. See, now I can't even get it on there because it's too late. I have a couple groups if you guys want to join, because they've changed some stuff on Facebook again. But make sure you like my fan page and get notified. That way people, because I know that some people don't get, I haven't liked my page and they're like, well, I can't get notified. It's because you didn't like the page. The mediumship readings I do it depends on the different style. Spirit wants to come through all the time in different forms and all want to give you a particular reading. They want to see you grow. They want to see you heal. So all of my information comes from a loved one from the other side. But if you're asking for that, you find the loved one and identify with the loved one and only want to talk about the loved one. And because what they do is they like to come through and talk about how to heal you because they don't want to see you suffer anymore. How's that for you? Well, I'm just glad the sound's better. So what happened was we did a specific read. I didn't think I'm going to ask Spirit, is it something that I'd done? No, it was the transmission of what she had on her that was trying to interfere with the communication process. All right. So as far as wanting to talk about Leslie, that if you want to talk about that we could do a 1 minute read on that, but we might have to do more. Okay, so now I'm going to go. I need to find that person that paid. I never did find him. That James. Who is that? I have no idea. Did that James come through? I don't see it. I think we lost him. Oh, that's LB. That's you, sweetheart? Oh, would have never got that. Okay, so what would you like to talk about? Okay, what would you like to talk about? Because that is that's your call. So LB, what would you like to talk about? I'm just glad you came back because I wouldn't have known how to find you. Literally, wouldn't have known how to do that. All right, so I'm going to wait for that to come through, and then we'll hit 11 minutes and we'll go. Some strange stuff always happening on some level. You may have questions about what had been said. Just to, if you do, you can ask me. And where is LB talking? She got her question? No. All right, LB, what I'm going to do is because there's such a... Oh, there it is. I was wondering about if I will attract clients for the online regression course I have completed. There's a strong mother figure that's coming through. And she says, look, dear, you just don't know where to advertise. You don't know where to find the people. And that becomes a very great concern. Yeah, I will. So one thing you can do is you got to understand your personal reality is created out of personality. So anything you think negative of or you have not got developed will cause you to have stumbling blocks because you're growing. Something's called the golden lasso. If Amy can put up there my website, or I need to teach her where she can go to find the golden lasso, but the thing called the golden lasso. And as you the golden lasso is, if you were to imagine taking the golden lasso and throwing it out, and it scoops up everything, and your focus is that bringing clients. So you're going to say your brain learns how to predict. So this is how you're going to find your prediction. So your brain, so you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to pull in that I have clients for my class, pulling in clients for my class. And then all of a sudden, as you do, you're going to hear how the brain or the programs are going to kick off and say, oh, nobody's going to show up. Okay, so then you're going to tap out, stop, put the golden lasso down, even though I believe no one's going to show up. Now, you understand if that's big and strong, that you really believe that on an emotional level, even if it's not in your head, but in your body, but you heard it, heal it out, tap it out, get rid of it. So then you pick up the cord again, and you're like, okay, so I know I've got, clients coming in, and you're like, and then if you hear a sarcastic voice saying, yeah, but you may not be good enough. Okay, put the dang lasso back down again. And so even though I may not be good enough, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Okay. And you're going to keep doing this golden lasso healing and do several rounds of tapping to each one of those twinges and twangs and thought processes. And then once you get it close to you, then you recast it back out, and then you look for more. Okay. You will then be able to help reset your inner guidance system. And what do I mean by that is that your GPS is set to, oh, I'm going to fail. No one's going to show up. Your GPS has to go through all those fears and worries before you can go to the GPS. Clients are at my class. Clients are paying for my class. Clients are here. You're not going to get there because your GPS is set to all these other things. So that's what the golden lasso healing tool is about. Okay. And then you have got to also stop seeing yourself as it. Again, that mother figure comes through and says, you've always made yourself that you feel like you're the object. You feel like, I don't really know how to relate with something with I am an object. You very kind-hearted person. You go out and you do these things, but she says that you have a problem receiving. So now all of a sudden she says, look over here. So I'm looking over here and I'm hearing that it's better to give than receive. That's an old paradigm and it won't work. Okay. And Amy, take care of that one from Catherine Fisher. And if it won't work, if you believe this, understand if this is it won't work, understand why. Because that paradigm does not fit in this era. That's leaving. In order for you to receive, you have got to first find out that you have already done it. Your brain predicts that you don't receive. Your brain predicts that you're not supposed to receive because you're only supposed to give. And you can't have the yin and yang, you can't have the sun and the moon, and you can't have balance if you say, like, for instance, it's better to give than receive. It's like, it's better only to give and I can't ever have the moon. And when you do that, that means you cannot have the cycles. You can't have the harmony. And so you have got to look at all of the issues of why you won't be able to receive. Understand you already are receiving. Then you use gratefulness to make that receiving come in, because it's like when you're really receiving, you're grateful. You're like, oh my God, thank you. And you have to train yourself that predict that I can have that again. That just happened. So I can have that again. And so you begin to learn to do this. Then you can move into thank you therapy, which is all about thank you. I've got this new class. Thank you for the new class. Thank you for the clients. Thank you for the students. Thank you for, and you're like, because now if you look into the gratefulness that you already have it, and the prediction is that it can come true, and that, at the full potential that it can happen. That's why you look at the catalog of life. The catalog of life is like, oh, look at, she's got customers. Oh, look at, she's doing it good too. It's not about comparing and saying that one's better or worse. You're saying that's doable for me. That's something I never thought of. Yes, that's what I would like. Oh, I don't want to do that. Yes, I'm here. You're going to be able to do it. It's retraining this. So it's not about whether you have clients or not. So now as we look, yeah, you're going to have some, but you also have low self-esteem. I don't know why, but there is an energy of low self. That's not the cards I want. These are? Okay. If you've ever had any bout of depression, then you need to literally tap out and heal out that low self-esteem. Okay. Because what they said was that you compromised yourself. And one of the things that you did is, as you compromised, was that you took less than. You can't, if you compromise and you feel like that's something that I always got to do, or I got to barter or compromise, you're saying that you cannot receive 100%. I can't do this the way I need to. This is actually going to be a glitch in the way that you may have received the customers. You want, really? This is snuck in from, like I said, the mother figure from the other side. Take action and get a romance. And sometimes you have to romanticize about your event in your mind. Okay, what do I mean by romanticize? Okay, so let's say you're breaking up with a guy and your heart's broken, but then you're like, but he was such a good person. Maybe I did something wrong. And then you're like, oh, but he did this for me. And you're convincing yourself that you need to overlook all the bad. In this case, you need to take action and romanticize. The fact is that there is a lot of great qualities on this. I really love what I've done. I really am proud of this, and I want to share it to everybody. But if your aura is in, which is what it is, I need you to fluff out your aura, and I need you to put out there that energy that you have all of this. I have all of this to give. Now, is there anything? Do you want to take action in the romance field? But that's not our question. Oh, so if you, okay, oh, yeah, I got it. If you were to take that's funny. If you were to take and you would go to just allow yourself to let certain romance energy into your space, allow it in, you're going to make yourself very attractive. You're going to allow yourself to be open, and you're going to allow yourself to draw in. And then when you draw in these people, you're going to start drawing in different clients that are going to connections. Okay, so let's say all of a sudden you met this person and you let your heart soar even further. Somehow that person's going to have connections. Boom, 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 boom. And things are just going to be taken a different avenue. Because why? Because you're supposed to go that way. But don't knock it down. Don't stop it. Oh, good. It makes so much sense. I'm blind as a bat. Cancel. Where is... Okay. Okay. Where'd my LB go? Anything else? Okay. So, helpful people. Are you talking about the stance of one helping the other up? No. You get unnerved sometimes, like you got all these wonderful, helpful people or something, but they're trying to tell you how to do it. Okay, so first of all, you got to consider the source. And what I'll do is I want you to reach up higher. Just connect with the creator that all it is and a little bit more and say, you know what? How do you want it done? And then when you hear these people talk, you take them with a grain of salt and start seeing if it matches up. And in what doesn't, then you're like, okay, so you're starting to learn more and deeper into what all that is and how you are going to find yourself getting to where you need to go. Children. Wait a minute. Did you just say... Okay, first of all, has your mother passed? Do you have children, or did she want grandchildren? There is a woman, that same female energy has come in and just pushed in children and says, here, have some children. Does this make sense to you? Yes, that's still you, LB. Yes, because there is a strong, now I understand, talking to the dead, sometimes they could be very much alive, because I've had people that are sick and in comas. I've had people that were just flat out in bed and not moving, and they don't have to be dead. All I know is that there's something about the children. Do you want her to have more children? Did she believe it was your right to have children? As in to say, well, no, it's a duty. There's something she's saying. What are you referring? I only had a few seconds left. You want her to have, hey. You're important, and you need to allow the inner child. Yeah. Bring your 2-year-old up and do some inner child work, because you have to become that innocent child once again. What? And really work on stop compromising. There's a third option. Okay. That's, and now time's up. And the third option is this. So my husband likes the curtain to be in front of the window. I like light coming in, so I want no curtain. I thought, and it's like, okay, I'm not compromising. Neither one of us is going to win. So I said, what's the third option? Spirit says, get a lace curtain. I got a lace curtain. It does both, and then we're both happy. Okay, so if that person felt like more of the other, if your grandmother, however it is, it's a very strong energy field, and that was what she was pulling in. Okay, thank you very much for honoring me. Well, I'm not sure why the link wouldn't work, Catherine. So now we're going to do the 1-minute reads. And I got to figure out where they start. What the hell? The 1-minute reads. Josephine Rock says, I have pain in my right side and doctors can't figure out what it is. Do you see anything? Energetically, you have a couple energies stuck. Let me check you. Yeah, you have the polarity is stuck. The polarity needs to move. When the energy doesn't move, it can hurt. There's certain habits that you're doing, just one habit in particular. And what energy meridians are? Is any of these frozen? Yes. How many? One is frozen. That is the lung meridian. Okay. You have got to get the lung meridian unfrozen, because you're going into a habit which makes it refreeze. So you may have to do this from time to time, which makes it very important to understand that the thumb right here, thumb is lung, right at the crick. And if you rub here, okay, you may feel like, it may hurt, it may not, but it's frozen. So you take your magnet. If you don't have a magnet, use your hand, and you go backwards and forwards to your electromagnetic. Backwards and forwards, okay? And then after you've done that at least 12 times, then you go in and you rub about 30. You do this on the same on this side. You'll get it if you have sent... You'll get one, Betty. You just wait. That timer, God bless it. Patricia Henson, anything you can tell me? Patricia Henson. Action. So, Amy, start marking when I do the 1-minute reads, because people are leaving. So what we can do is that once we know what time it is, then we can send them afterwards. Okay. Patricia Henson, whatever the time is now. Oh, I don't know. It says you have a phobia. And you do habits around to avoid this phobia. And this phobia has to do with, and they say, the fear, because you literally, is it going out and talking to people, expanding what it is? Interacting with others. So there might be a fear of interacting with others. And if that's the case, then you have got to understand it is on what level of the phobia. The phobia is when you visualize, and it is the interaction with others, the angle, the viewing of the angle. When you were little, I could see some negativity, some bad stuff happen. And so It's the interaction with others. It's viewing. That's part of where the phobia comes in because you can't quite see it. And then if they, their speed, if they're too quick, there's an interaction of others. You would have to do a healing and find out in a phobia aspect, you have to look at all of the angles of the sensory system. Okay. Because otherwise it is just really strong and it can, you need to take care of your phobia. Erica. So market timestamp for Erica is 20 minutes. What can you tell me about relations between Fernando and I? Okay, Fernando and you. So, Fernando and you. There's something about forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past and you experience more love in your present moment. Here's an interesting take on this. Does somebody rehash it? Okay. The thing is they have an ache and they get a pain and then it's going to keep rehashing. It's a pattern from the past. It's going to keep rehashing. And it is, where do I fit? The expanded importance of self. So there is the growth period of that. You guys can, if you did healing, you could really learn how to stay in sync. But there's a lot of times you get out of sync and then there's deception. The deception is you're wearing a mask. You can't be your true self because you're not sure exactly what that even means. You just got to be, let's see. You need to discover what each one of these are. And first, before you look on the outside, look at everything you need to do to heal yourself. And the more you heal yourself, you become more aligned with that. Then it increases the energy to become more in sync. And if they are not supposed to be the one, then somebody else will come in place. Otherwise, they'll grow with you and you get stronger. You got to get over these little masks that you wear. Because, and what does that mean? They can't be true to themselves. They always got to be the hero or they got to always be this. And they've got to learn to be themselves. Okay, next one is, let's see. We'll come back to that. Anything spirit wants. Zancom tax. Income tax. ZA income tax. I see a lot of spirits coming forward and they go, shh, whatever that means. They said there's the conscientious of right and wrong. And then the panic continues. What happens? It becomes an overtime instability, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual instability. So spiritual instability in this case is that you have rejected something out of your reality and it's like, I don't ever want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. And so then you learn how to stifle yourself. And then they say you can't figure it out. You're supposed to be told to be a good little boy, little girl. Oh, I don't even know what I'm reading. You're supposed to be good. And keep a secret. Are you trying to say that there's some be quiet, not heard? Wow. And so you need to contemplate how you used to be conditioned and heal that out because you don't need to be that. L and then DR. Love to know if I can reconnect with Twin Flame. Would things get too serious or will things go sour, confused and conflicted? Now, if you believe that the person is your twin flame, or if you've never met them, will I reconnect with my twin flame? So that's a very big question because it's not very clear cut. I'm just going to focus on, all right, so twin flame. Yes. Hook up to the person they think that the twin flame is. Yes. A lot of growth going on. And there is a condition inside of you that you have compelled to correct yourself, so that you have to change yourself and to please them, so that the relationship will go. And it's like what you did as a kid. Okay, mom says behave, so then I'll sit here and behave even though I really don't want to. And then inside you start building up this resentment. So they're saying there's a condition within yourself. If you really want to hook up to this twin flame, understand that the cause that's inside of you is going to create a frustration. Now, they're also saying that you expected them to be there for you. Expected. Out, heal out, that you expect. Nobody, even their mother, don't have to be there for you, because if you understand, it's your mind, your belief system, that you force something to happen when it's not meant to happen. So it is clearing that out so you can let your spirit be the one to guide you to have a happy relationship. Now, if you healed a couple of those things out, then your relationship's going to get stronger and you're going to stay more in sync, and you won't have to do this confusion. There's shit that person has to deal with too, but you heal your crap, things that get stronger, and you have more strength to do it. KM Clean 78, which is Kristen. Why do we go by the name? Oh, he already seems okay. Oh, well, I don't know if that's your free read. I'll talk about that later. So for Kristen, I'll just timestamp Kristen is 26:34. For Kristen, if you're still around, which I don't know if you are, who has? You have people that lust, and understand, redefine that word, what lust is. Don't just define it in your head. Really get a dictionary and do this out. There is this habit that goes on that says that very conscious, which is right and wrong. And there is a very, I would never do that. I can't. You're putting your energy, misplacing your energy, leaving it over there. And then you have to re-question what you had, your limitations, where you need to change that. Come back, it says. Come back. So get that energy, because that energy repulses what you want in future. So this was created as a young person, and now you're getting older and it doesn't fit. They said that age 12 was when the lust energy was considered wrong, vile, stupid, whatever. The point is you were hurt by it. But the point is that you've cut that out. You've done something, and you need to take that energy back so you can become something different. Why do I go by the name Medicine Woman? I think I explained that earlier. I am going to become a doctor I'm doing my dissertation of metaphysical science. Okay, so I am a reverend. I became a medicine woman through the Nemaha band, which now has a university. So anybody can do it if they want to, but it supports who I am, because I believe in healing 1000%, and it's just going to be moving forward in every direction possible. So hopefully my demonstrations of who I am. Teresa Perkins, is there a pressure point to help mobility in my left ankle? Her timestamps would be 28:30. And the pressure point for the left ankle, it is frozen. Oh, okay. Which one? So your tripper warmer is tripping off the bladder meridian. So where do you want her? Where do you use the magnet? On the tripper warmer, and then okay. So on the back, you're going to use your magnet here, both wrists, and then you're going to rub 30 times. Then you're going to go down to the bladder point. You want her to do 2. Okay. So the pinky, here's the bladder right on the side. I want you to use a magnet and rub. The second bladder point would be it's not here. It's not here. Well, we use this one right here. Yeah, it's a little higher. It's not quite that low. It's just above the foot, but you see the pinky, follow it. Then you go and you use a magnet on both sides of the magnet, and then you take and rub 30 times. Do both feet. The other point that I see frozen is on the side of, how do you want to put it? Yeah, by the pinky toe, behind the ankle, behind that ankle bone, right there in the back. It might be sore. You use the magnet on both sides, rub it, and then you'll get that cleared out. Okay. Okay. Next person is Brittany. What healing should I focus on for my gifts? Oh, very good question. Brittany, stamp 3013. What should you focus on? Okay, and the particular healing you need to do is there's some anguish that and petrified, and I is what? What do you profoundly avoid? Certain frequencies. Oh, so do you fear the evil, the scariness? Do you fear how you define what is evil, wrong, and all that? That is what they want you to focus on, because if you heard the first few words that I said, then understand that you end up losing power. And then when you go to do your ability, you have this lack of power that comes into play. EFT that out. Arrogance. Your fear that you're going to become very arrogant. Tap that out. And yearning. You're yearning for whatever it is. Tap that out, because those are going to stop you from using your gift. Okay. Blanca Marino. She wants a love card reading. Blanca. Her time stamp is 3140. So the first card comes up is in reverse. It says this could be the one. You haven't met the person yet, according to that. The one that you seek. You have not met the person yet. They're saying that you, and this came in reverse. It says calling in your soulmate, your prayers, affirmation. So you haven't really put out there that thank you, Spirit, for my soulmate, and without judging and what it is. They said take the blinders off, because in a tendency you strictly are saying it can't be that person. So they want you to free yourself up from some blocks. And then you also have to go in and decide your reactions to men. And if you feel like, that's scared of men, look at your reactions, because that's going to interfere. Okay, Danny Dowdy. I'm glad I got you. Oh! Okay, Miss Danny, I'm sure you're not there, but timestamp that, 33. Okay, so that's interesting. I can see you looking at your future. It's looking brighter, but at the same time, you're trying to learn not to be taken for granted. You don't want to take something in, so you don't want to assimilate something. So it's like when lack of control. So if you're standing there and somebody you took in the ability to speak or to hear what you want, then you're going to be interfered, because it's going to be overridden by what they say and do and act. And it confuses the program inside, because the little part of you, your 2-year-old, says that I have to comply. I have to do it this way. And you haven't quite developed who you are to get past that, if that makes sense. And so sometimes you don't really feel compatible. And so then you don't realize, you go in and you give more than you need or you want or whatever. Then it doesn't make you a bad person. It's just you have to learn to make boundaries. Okay. Elizabeth M. Taya says, so my husband has orders in Japan, and our paperwork is kind of stuck somewhere out of control. I wanted to know if you would get us approval, if you see us getting approval in December to Japan, so I can quit my current job in November. Okay, we're going to try and figure this out. Time stamp is just put it for 35. Oh, wonderful. Wow. Under pressure. Yeah. Will you get this? Okay, so there's all these under pressure. My God, the head is very congested. You heard her question. I'm just going to back out and not mirror that anymore. And you're going to say, big happy changes are on your way. Right? See that? Big happy changes. You've heard her question. Can you answer it again? Besides big happy changes, what else? Ask for help from others and start just organizing and planning about doing things, and let spirit guide you, and then heal any fears and worries that come up, because you can then just kind of learn to meditate and get your brain into action so that you can get more answers. So it is a big fat yes from what I can feel. It's like a force. That means it's going to happen regardless. But don't take my word for it. You've got to find the pattern, because you still have variables above your head. Does he? Oh, he does. Variables. What are variables? Above everybody's head, the variables above everybody's head is very simply this. You haven't really completely made a complete decision, not mentally, on the heart, in the soul. So if you are a type of person that has to be forced to do something and you're not used to getting what you want, then what happens is this. Since you'll be forced to do that, that's your pattern, that's your strategy, that's what's going to happen. And so this will be hiccuping. This will be just like you got anything else done. You'll do it. How you do anything is how you do everything. So literally, the universe says that we have come in agreement with all this, but you are used to a pattern. He is used to a lot of hiccups. And then there is this decision if you should, and it hasn't come up yet, see? Because you haven't gone through your strategy. But if I were to look, yes, you can still stop it. But as I look, I still think Spirit says that you can do this. Catherine Fisher. What does the rest of my month look like for business? Time stamp, 3730. What does the rest of our month look like for business? Okay, so I see you looking out here going, oh my God, and looking, oh my God. No, you need to get yourself connected up into the creative mobility. You want to bring in extra income? I don't know exactly what you do. Maybe start a subscription or redo certain things. There is something that you need to do, because your focus is out here and it's in worry and fear. And Spirit says, well, if you can't do that, you can't open up your right side of your brain to let the idea process in. Because when you let the idea process in, they may tell you, hey, jump online and talk about whatever it is your business is and create a video. Oh, start driving traffic. You'd be amazed at how all of a sudden ideas will get you to move in the direction that you're supposed to, if that makes any sense. Okay, so the rest of your month looks like big changes are happening, happy changes. And then if I asked a little bit more about that, then they'll say that it has to do with helpful people. So maybe you're supposed to inquire people's information, people's help, whatever it is that your business requires. Okay? And stop thinking that you have to recover anything that's lost. You got everything is whole. Just connect into what is whole. And if not, tap out the emotions. Where'd my screen go? Catherine Lawson French, my father. He has passed on 1.5 years ago. Just no signs from him. Not being able to speak. There is a heart around you, a wall that it's hurt. Okay. And then because the process of usually it takes about 2 years for a person to really let what happened to be done. And then all of a sudden, all the energies can start flowing through through. It just will come through and it just be amazing. Okay. But there's the habit of lowering your frequency. And what happens is that you can't quite get in sync. You can't get in sync. So the main thing that lowers the frequency is that you feel very hopeless that it's not going to happen. And because you're focused on that, then he's like, okay, we need to tune in like a radio. And well, for instance, I says, thank you, Spirit. And it's like, can you feel somebody in the room? Think their name, sit down and think their name. And as long as you're not afraid of feeling somebody in the room, or if all of a sudden you smell certain things, you need to use your sensory system to make that connection and heal your heart. Ah, that was Pilly. That's funny. Tammy says, oh yeah. Oh, I don't know if anybody has fixed it. Tammy said, do you have the live for $6 or $11? Yes, I do. What happened was we had a bad problem with my one video. I shut it down and restarted. So yes, we still have that up there. If you guys still want a 11 for 11, just send $11 into my PayPal, and or $7 for a 6-minute to my PayPal. I had to restart over, and when that does, I lose all of my things that I've saved. That makes it very difficult to do. And the doctor at the end is that it was the part of the doctor on the end of my email is when you go to mail.com, you can create your own end of your, email. And so on my vision board to finish my dissertation, it is to say that. That's what that is. So I just put up the PayPal link and all of this. So yes, if you still want to do that, you can. Let's see what else. Oh, did you? Need to go up here. Why, yes. We have Zoya Pilly. Anything Spirit wants, Pilly. Okay, so we're going to do a quick 6-minute, and then we'll go back to the 1 minute. Remember, expedite means it moves you up to the top of the list. Where's my timer? Oh, I forgot I don't have a solid one. Obviously, I'm glad when I find where I put that baby. Okay, so Pilly, anything Spirit wants. Gotcha. Okay. Now, as I timestamp looked up, 42:40. Spirit, there's an arrogance that's hanging about. And they're showing me that there's a din. Okay, so the spirits on the other side. It's like, for instance, it's like you go in the room and you can feel this din. You know what din sounds like when it looks like people talking all at once. You're like, God, that's very loud, or it's very quiet. Well, anyways, there's a hanging of an arrogance, and it's the gestures of what people say, and it is how they feel. And when I'm looking, the spirit is saying, oh, there's a part of you as you're trying to walk around, you can feel this, and as you begin to feel this, it becomes a filter to all of these people. And they said that you get caught out there, and which means you don't get to hear what Spirit really has to say. And so then you're like, huh? And it distracts you. But then all of a sudden this arrogant energy comes in, and you can begin to feel how it affects you. It begins to feel how it affects you. And without realizing it, you start morphing. What it means is that if you ever watch pendulum clocks, okay, you can put all the clocks in the room and they may be ticking out of sync and everything else. And then after a while, all the clocks will sync together, just like a bunch of women will start having their period at the same time, if that makes any sense. And what that means is you will resonate and become and morph what that, not that you be arrogant, it's your reaction. Is it a reaction? Her auto response came of the reaction. The reaction came about when you were 12. Oh, that makes sense. So at age 12, there's something to do with that. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And you don't even realize you're doing it because as the arrogance come into your space, then part of it is over time false panic. It's not even real. And this is oh God, my aura just sucked right in. Oh, Pilly. Hey, you don't even know you're doing it, sweetheart. Wow. It's like I'm thinking I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this and this and that, and then you hear the arrogance, whoosh, and all of a sudden you start to mimic it, and then the next thing you know, it's like you can't think and feel for yourself, and then all of a sudden you start acting and doing and you start answering and you start living, and it's like, where did Pilly go? And it's because of the auto response. It is the inner guiding point system has pointed and said, oh, it is based on you have to do this. And at 12, there's a recoil. So you repulse back. You're like, oh, no, I don't want to be in that. And yet at the same time, you were told that you have to push forward because you have got to learn. Well, that was the weirdest. Fine. Learn some balls. I know I'm saying it wrong, but there's something about getting some balls. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that. That's really weird. But anyway, it is this. It's that energy field. Okay. And they're saying that it is field of indifference. And what's about the field of indifference? You don't know how to respond to it. So then you step up like everybody, oh my God, my head start, am I nauseous? My head. Okay, so your physical reaction, stress starts happening to the body. And you're like, I don't like this. But then you've learned to overcome that, still have to go to school every day. You still had to go and do what everybody says every day. And you still had it. That pattern, now you're in an adult body doing what you want to do. And you feel very numb, cold. And it's like, you don't know how to feel. Because you've gotten so good at and then some people you're like, because they give you that same signature of this is who they are, this is how they're going to behave. Oh, we're still doing that, Pilly? What do we want to do? Because those energies make you inefficient. God, but you're very brilliant. I can see you do these things. You're very good. You're very efficient. But when these people are around, you feel very inefficient because it really programs. I mean, it's your program. We need to heal that out. Pilly, L2S, R1D, self-imposed limitations. L2S has to do with being unfair. And you're going to reject them out of your reality. You're like, I don't want to see your signature. I don't want to play this game with you. I don't want to do this. Okay. I mean, literally it's like, your body's just like, yeah, I'm breast development. I can't develop past this. I can't really love the way I want, and I can't feel the way I want to feel because it's rest of development. It's based on, I want to not talk. I want to avoid. I don't like these people. If that makes any sense to you, literally you have, oh, good. She does know. Yeah, because I can literally feel it. You're like, fuck no. And it's weird because people that are hysterical, you're like, seriously, get over it. I mean, I can see your eyes roll if you wanted them to. You're like, why do people compare you to things? You're like, why? This is who I am, damn it. Why? You sound like you're a little upset on that one. But anyway. It's like you don't know what to do now. Well, take those healing points, Pilly, and I think we worked before. If not, then I'll just send you what it looks like. But L2S and then R1D, and you put that limitations in place. So thank you very much for honoring me. The next person is, well, where'd it go? Catherine Blackman. Generalized reading. Gotcha. Generalized reading and paid for an 11. Okay, I don't know if you liked Wizard of Oz or what it is, but I got red ruby slippers. I have the tornado in the back. My house is spinning. And I think that is a hello. So you must know somebody over there that, why are you showing me Dorothy, the Land of Oz? So are you trying to say that you can't find your home, you can't find that part of yourself? So you're on the journey of finding yourself. Is that the case? We're just going to assume that's the case. Just in case, Catherine Blackman, just in case, we'll go that route. Not. You can't be yourself? What age said this? When you were 13, it's I can't be myself. Is it because of hormones? No. I don't know where I fit. As you begin to move into the next grade in school, there was all of these changes, like boobs started to appear and people's mannerisms changed. Sex came into view. Things literally just didn't feel right. It was hard for you to... I'm sorry, is it hard? No. You enjoyed it, but yet it is... What's the compulsion to change? The compulsion to have to be that way. Did you want to? No. But you knew that was the next logical step, but you didn't really want to. So you did things you didn't really want to, but you did them because you thought you had to. And in the process of doing some of these things, you're like, what about me? There was a part of you, the innocent part of you is like, what about me? What do I want? And it's like that small voice of what I wanted before. It's like, you knew before hormones came in, you're like, I know what I want. I'm going to be a ballerina. I'm going to be doing this. And then you're like, you have to be serious in the world. And then the hormones come in and you're like, fuck, how do I get along with any of this? And so there's a lot of contraction. You're talking about the whole aura? No. Second chakra. So did you seem to get larger in the middle part of your body? Or did it get shrinking? Because sometimes in that second chakra doesn't want to work familiar, even though it contracted in, and it stops the energy flow. So it causes you to be out of sync with yourself. Gotcha. So if that's the case, then let's talk about that real quick. I really want to have pleasure, but the pleasure was defined more into the pleasure of doing what I love, playing with Barbie dolls and any of that stuff. Now pleasure has to be with what people tell you. It has to be sex and drugs and rock and roll and fun and adventure. And it is, I don't think your younger self goes, what about me? That part of you felt like it didn't survive. And so then you went into feeling guilty for the decisions you made. And so you're basically battling within yourself. If that makes any sense to you, it's not even about people. It's about you. There you go. I was pregnant at 15. See, didn't make any, see? Okay. So they're saying that there's guilt. Now, when I look at this, what do you want her to resolve? Understanding pleasure. Pleasure was very misunderstood because why? What seal didn't get to? What chakra are you talking about? Now the first chakra and the fifth. How do I survive and take in life because I have to be this young mother? I have to be this way. And I just wanted to give my responsibility away, but yet I knew I had to have my responsibility. And then there was this battle because you're forcing yourself to grow up before you're ready. See, if the younger you are, it's like playing dolls. That's not an issue. But when you're moving in between those particular states, you want your joy back. It's not anything against the kids you have. It is, can I have what I want? But again, you can't because it's do you understand what I'm saying? I feel like you're on a catch-22 because a part of that young part of you wants to come alive again. And it can come alive to where you are now and with who you have in your life, but you don't really know how to do that because so here's the funny part is you're going to have to re-raise yourself. The structure. What about the structure of how you do things? Your day-to-day living structure? Rearrange that? Why? Because the active memory of when you were 15, the active memory of what? Of being paranoid. Oh, that's alive. And it's stuck in your second chakra. And it's about interacting with what? Myself. Oh, so you need to get to know yourself. You need to get to know yourself, understand who you were. I take care and I'm responsible for everybody. But that's the role that you were then. You're not supposed to have that role completely now because some of these people have to learn. If they fall on the floor and you pick them up, it's like the prince. The prince, if he fell, you're not supposed to pick him up. People are supposed to, your servants are. Fall. One time the servants weren't there. He fell. He didn't know what to do. So he laid there. You're supposed to just help and be responsible to how responsibility is how you choose to show up. You are not supposed to, if you're supposed to show up to help people, that's fine, but give them empowerment. Give them that ability to, if they have to fall on their face, that's fine, but give them the ability, the power to show up the way they need to. Again, responsibility is that the power to show up. How are you going to show up? And you can redefine. I have to totally be responsible for everyone. Totally means it's never ending and you're not going to be able to breathe. It'll feel like you are constantly smothered. You've lost your identity. I connect with this. I understand this. And your soul is saying it's time for you to find your identity. Okay. Excuse me. And it messes up your digestive system. It's making my head hurt. It's a checking out process. I feel, and you can feel other people's minds, what they think, their emotions, which then causes you to have to be responsible. Oh, so you've trained them to cue you, so that you can oh wow. She says, I am an empath, just left my narcissistic wife. Oh wow. Okay, a narcissist. Oh God. All right, yes, you just did it. So you may have a lot of residual effects. But the first part is that you woke up. Okay. That is so important. If you understand those behaviors, you can find them. I don't want you to project them onto people, but I want you to be aware when people are trying to do it. And you're okay. Yeah, no wonder you're saying you need an identity. Wow. Okay. So we got to get you to stop responding. So we have to get you to wake up. I'm glad that you're starting to notice this is what a narcissist does. This is what they do. And do you don't have to fall for it anymore? But if you do, and if it happens to be words, no. It's a pulling of the emotion. Okay, so you can use EFT and go, oh my God, and you could just literally, when you feel like you have to take responsibility or they make you feel like you're responsible or, oh God, my whole leg is shaking because it's so deeply embedded in your nerves. I would love to. Okay, so if you're in front of me, I would use hope therapy. So one of the things you can do is hold the oh my God points. Okay, just put your hand up here and oh my God, and you can keep it there. And every time you think of all of this, I have to totally be responsible. Keep your hand there. Put it on a scale from 0 to 10. 10 being oh my God, this is how I know it. I feel it. And you're going to keep your hand there until your thoughts change. Your thoughts are going to change it all out, and your emotions are going to drop. And all of a sudden, you're like, I get it until it's gone. Yeah, I don't feel that way anymore. Then you can take your hand down. Do that with all of those. Do you understand? Well, that is fresh. So that could be easily a pullback. Any tricks that they would put in, any things that they would say, because again, you don't have your identity of yourself. I want you to start picking with your heart. Train your brain to predict with your heart, not predict with what they want and then give it to them. Predict with your heart. And that is like if you wanted to buy a piece of candy because that looks good, or if you wanted to buy a pretty yellow shirt, that looks nice. Okay, pick with your heart, and don't let your brain and your heart get very confused and say, I have to romanticize and go back into it. You do hold. The fact is that I've fallen. I've seen this. I do not need to do any of these. Holy shit, girlfriend losing hair, EFT, emotional freedom technique. Amy, if you're there, send the link. And if you can get into my site, get that link specifically and send that to her. That would be great. Next is Vintage Babe 2000. Vintage Babe. And what do you want to talk about? Oh, thank you, Pilly. Yeah, Pilly's been there, done that. Yeah, she's moving forward. You can get through this. Trust me. I kick that narcissist to the curb. You heal your crap. You heal those emotions out. You won't be controlled anymore. Okay, so I'm waiting for, who did I say? Vintage Babe. Oh, yeah. Vintage Babe 2000. Well, I probably could go over here and look. That's where I stopped. Nope, don't see that. Gigi. Thank you. Who's my Vintage Babe? Why can't I remember who that is? Oh, is that you? Hi, that's me. Okay, Tammy Stevens. Oh, jeez. Vintage Babe. Okay, gotcha. What did you want to talk about, honey? Okay, so we're waiting to find out what she's going to talk about. I'm going to set the timer. I'm just going to start and then I'll look up. What? You know what I know. I feel like there's a teasing. I feel like there's like this hide and seek. And I feel like this is the beginning of a scary movie. What the hell are we doing? But then there's light and there's sunshine. And all of a sudden there's a kite. And then there's a kid playing. And the importance of this is... where do we go from here? Really? Okay. Compatibility. I feel like I used to know how to get along with people. Oh, mom near death. Okay. What does the plane of the hair mean? It's like, oh, I know it's a calming of the nerves. I know I should be hysterical, but I'm not. It's like a creepy ass thing. Feeling attacked for not behaving the way that you're supposed to behave. Is that true? Oh, the darkest daughter. Ugh! Okay, yeah, I didn't like that. God. Man, there's fucking deep. Okay, so is there any... oh, she wishes. Okay. But do you believe any of that? Do you think of I just keep my distance. Okay, gotcha. Well, that's good to know. You feel safe. Good. Okay, feeling attacked. Yeah, because Jesus. It's like all the expressions. Good Lord. Okay, what you need to do is that, remember, it's out here. Okay. And energy moves, energy, you can feel it, all of this. If you were to take and start, like I said, if you had a session with me, that would be fine. But no, don't do hope therapy because she won't understand that. You can do the head thing. You can do the EFT thing. But what you focus on when you do it is that, like, when you're looking, you're like, yeah, I don't want, wow. I'm sorry. I'm mirroring it way too much and I'm trying to hear the answer, but they want me to see something. So they're making something repeat. God, she just doesn't shut up, does she? So you got to remember, some people distract you in order to, some people will distract you in order to always get what they want. That's what you're going to tap out. Even though I can't stop being distracted by this, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though, because it's not that it's about being scared. It is, what's specific? This obsession. Even though I see this obsession, and I don't like it, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. It's like this judgment makes you become very self-conscious of how your actions are. And even though you're strong and you're like, I'm not listening to this, I'm not doing this, whatever. Okay, you're like, but it still controls that energy. So that means you need to tap it out. So even if there's no words, and you even if you just see pictures and you do this, tap it out, change it out, because literally it's messing with you. Oh, it's disgusting. You have it all over you. And I'm mirroring. Oh, it's just very thick. Do you understand? It's just, oh, there goes my screen. Okay. There's a stubbornness energy. You just won't stop. It's like, you're stubborn, do what I want. And it'll just be so, and in this energy. You know, what's interesting is that I'm mirroring her, even though I don't want to. And the reason I'm mirroring her is because she is in your field. Her intention is to fuck you up. What would be the Celtic weave, the hookup, any of the, okay, so we're going to look at how many? 1, 2, 1. All right, where are we going to go? And inside of her? Okay, so you're going to learn how to detach her. Hope therapy would be the best, but you're going to do is that you can feel, and her energy comes in, and since you can recognize it through me, I want you to notice how, when you're like sitting in your bed or in your shower, on the toilet, whatever, the point is that your key here is because you thought of them. It's like when I want to talk to a spirit on the other side, I just tune into their name because that has a signature unto itself. I just tune into you to find who that is. The signature is unto itself. So you're just calling them in, and the loved ones will come in. It don't matter if the person's alive or dead. If you're thinking about them, it'll come in. If you're rehearsing in your mind, Jesus, what a bitch, okay? You call them in. And when you keep doing this over and over, and it keeps this hook into it. So we got to stop thinking about her. So you will take, and you're like, God, she pissed me off today. Oh, she's always in my face. Did you hear what she said? You need to do several rounds on any of those things, and you do it until your 41 thoughts per minute have nothing to do about her. Okay? So did you know your neighbor was talking to you? You just didn't hear him, right? I'm just using this as an example. Understand that if people are talking to you and if you have no clue about it, guess what? You won't be affected by it. Okay. But in this case, you're kind of like aware that this creepy ass is there. Even though I'm aware that creepy ass is there. Okay. You get it out. Okay. You have to unhook your thoughts, unhook your emotions, unhook it so that you can build up inside. Then you bring it through and you say, thank you, Spirit, for keeping me safe. And then there's all of these things, the Celtic weave, which is to bring your elbows together. And there's big figure eights. As long as you get this motion down, Okay. Using your attention would even be better. Using your breath to really make it go. And you're you're doing big ass Celtic weaves. Push them out. Do it here. Aim it here. By your waist, down to your knees. Do your ankles. And even under your feet and above your head. Okay, so you're just doing this. You understand? Just big ass figure eights. And that'll kick people out. You're going to have to do the peanut butter as well. Because if you think of her, what will happen is that your energy will start to become her. And then all of a sudden, the vibration of that, this is why some voodoo shit works really well, is because you don't realize that if I were to muscle test you and I'd say, your name is Tammy, your body would say, no, I'm not. And if I said, if you're so-and-so and it's strong, you don't realize it has nothing to do with that spell. It has to do with you in the agreement that that's what your thinking is. And your energies are vulnerable. So you just keep saying, I am, and say your name. I am, say your name. And you are action, this is who I am. Then you can allow yourself to do peanut butter. You're going to rub your hands together. And peanut butter is because you engaged in their energy, whether it's thought or in touch, in person, whatever. The point is, whatever. They're in front of you. Gather that freaking color up. Okay, and you spread it. That's yours. You gather up. Ooh, there's that nasty thing. There's that nasty picture. Spread it down. You do that 3 times. You're going to feel, if you start feeling energy, you're going to feel how heavy this ball is. And it's going to feel fucking weird. And you're going to put it down. And then you're going to say, it's yours. Okay? Then you claim, I am, and then say your name. I am, and say your name. I am, say your name. Okay? Just allow yourself to really be that. And you say, thank you, Spirit. Once you've done that, and you've done your Celtic weaves, I'm going to separate this, I'm going to connect it. So this is what's called connecting heaven and earth, and you're just going to push and separate first. And you're going to go, and so wherever your hand goes, that's where your eyes go. And you blow out, and you're pushing the heaven, and you're pushing the earth. And then you bring it together. Now you're connecting heaven and earth, and then you're going to disconnect. And you're pushing out any and all things that are not yours. And you can say, I am. And then you do that several times out, okay? And when you're done, you can hang down and you bend over, and then you just let your hands, and then you start doing figure eights. And then you start to do figure eights, and as you put one bone on top of the other, so you're standing up, you're doing figure eights. You can do a nice bigger figure eight, and then you shimmy down what you call like you putting a dress on. You shimmy it down, okay? Another one would be to finger in the belly button, in the forehead, push in and lift up. Stay there nice and strong until you feel this. The energy comes up from the perineum up, and then the perineum up in the back, and then you just feel it. And as you're holding those points, as you're breathing, and it's going to pulse, and it's going to go out further. Okay? And the more you practice doing that, the stronger it is. This doesn't matter what shit they think, you will stop absorbing. It will, the stronger this one is, the stronger that stuff just reflects off. And if you do think of her, say cancel. No, you're going to build that back up. And the thing is that if you stop letting that interference, you can still be sending love to that granddaughter. You could be doing the golden lasso just to the granddaughter. Okay. And again, if you go to my website, which is Medicine Woman, the number 4, the letter U Weebly, WEBLY.com. That's the website. You look under golden healing tools, golden lasso. Excuse me. That really messes up the body. Yeah. I mean, I don't care how strong her thought process is. You keep practicing taking her out because you can't stop thinking about what a bitch. And I would definitely, you have to let that energy go because it keeps pulling it back in. I would do hope therapy, but I would tell you to tap that out. Every time you think you can't let it go, every time you tap it out, every time you have to tap it out. Because you don't need to go there. Seriously. Blanca, I had done a reading for you. Amy, you need to find, do you know what stamp mark Blanca is? Because she's asked again, so that means she didn't receive it. All right, going back to the 1 minute read. See, the thing is, if she escalates as I detach, you're, I'm not saying that out loud. You email me, or you write me, or message me, whatever it is. I'll give you one tip for free, but in private, because people don't need to hear this. Okay? I forgot where I was. Jennifer Ferguson. Timestamp it, because I'll have to write these people, I guess. Jennifer Ferguson. She says, oops, I gotta set the time. Twin flame, is he? Be assertive. Don't wait. Oh, so because you have doubt, it won't allow the energy to fall into that place. So you have to free yourself of that particular energy field, because it is saying that you're going to have nothing but cloudy space. Even if he was or wasn't, you were not going to allow, because you have that into that space. Now, if I look a little bit further, is he your twin flame? Wow. They're pointing to the extreme yeses. But you're not going to recognize 100%, and that's what you need. Now, is there anything specific? Oh, time's up. Athena, Pallas. Oh, that's a huge ass thing. Hold on, I got to be able to get this. I have a question, please. I meditated for a fierce time. I see rainbow colors came through one after the other. Pink held the longest. It was like swishing each color. Then later that night I meditated, and it's like I got stuck in a tunnel and had to stop so far and just look in the closer. I walked in. The more I opened it up and seen a girl look like different culture, Italy. She just sat at the desk or something, steering. Wouldn't say anything, and it was weird, freaky, so I closed it up. Are you able to talk on my experience, please? I haven't meditated since then. Okay. All right. It was very safe, but it was misunderstood. And the thing is you were also part of it was astral traveling, from what I can see. So it is, you were developing your abilities, but going into an intention of this part of yourself that you're fearful of. And if this aspect of this, and the reason that that part of you, she is an aspect of you, that you invalidated some parts of yourself. She's saying, by not talking to you, you invalidated parts of yourself, because she's an aspect. What did you you invalidated? What can you tell me? You let awkwardness control you. You contracted, you pulled your energy in, and you felt like there was injustice. If you were to look and directly heal those things, it would change the way your perspective is. But right now, you have to heal how creepy ass that feels. And then that, because it's that feeling, you say, even though I feel this way, because you're not going to see the wisdom in this, because the fear is blocking you. And so even though I feel this way, I feel negatively about this, and you heal that all the way straight out, down. If you want to do a private reading, then you can go into my fan page, Medicine Woman Brenda. My fan page has my services. And you look under the services, it shows you the private readings, the cost, and the date. Brenda Climo. Timestamp one, just say 120. She says, or 150, 1950, 1950. Would like to know if my partner who has passed had a message for me. Gotcha. Okay, so you know who she is. I'm not, oh, we're stuttering. I'm not far. I'm just in the next room. He says when I'm talking, I feel like I hear an echo. So there's feedback. And so they're not tuned in properly. What message would you say? The message in this case, he says, pick up these cards. He says, do it quickly, girl. You have to find somebody that actually loves you just as much as you love them. You can't just let that go. You have to allow romantic feelings to come back and to come alive again because you have a new identity. And you haven't released me yet. And it's important that you release that pain so that I can come back because I'm trying to line up people for you. I want you to be happy. I don't want that badness. And then you have to heal that. So what is she not healing? Something in her own family of her heart, her own family with this. So this is dealing with the issues. You're not quite dealing with the issues. And that's what he's saying. Wait, didn't we already do LD? Yeah, I already did that one. Fabian Graciel Rodriguez de Caloso Frezo. I completely butchered that. I'm so sorry, but you're over here. Yes, I have your email. Okay, so who will come towards me in love? Will it be soon? You heard the question. Give that person an answer. You okay with having children? Your love life is being affected by children. So I don't know if it's because you want them or you don't want them, or if you, however it is, children. You have trust issues. You have to look at the trust, and they're saying that there is, at age 13, there was some trust issues. You watched some relationships, and that made you decide that you didn't want something. Or that, so if you saw somebody cheat on somebody, you think that might happen to you. You need to heal that out. They said that the chemistry, learning what the chemistry of the magnetic attraction, they don't just want it physical, but they want it to be mental. Find that like-minded person, and they want to know if it's going to be soon. You heard that answer too. And they says, well, if you block them away, you're going to keep it off. But you fall into the deception that people are like, oh yeah, and so you're drawing people that don't have their true intentions, and the reason you don't have the true intention is because of what I said, what you saw in the past, and the thing is that if you know that you've had people and having issues, okay, so you don't want children. The thing is that you are limiting yourself a little bit more. You don't have to birth them. But how about, would you be open to having children with somebody that already had children? You got to decide that. If you really don't want children in your life, you need to take that energy off. Doesn't mean you have to have children. It's just that energy of being so determined that you don't want children, it literally is stopping you from dating properly, because that energy is trying to avoid a woman. Okay, I don't want children. It just means, okay, if I'm going to have children, that means I'm going to have to be with a woman, or that woman is going to have to get pregnant, or I'm the woman and I'm going to get pregnant, whatever. You know what I mean? You can't date the opposite sex, because if you do, then you're going to, so you got to really get that energy back so that you can allow yourself to date. What time is it here? It's 1:30 p.m. on a Monday. Lillian Garcia. How do you feel my energy? Hey, Lil. You're welcome. So, how do I feel your energy? You're very good at being upbeat, but Jesus, my God, that mother-in-law. You're also in between of not quite hearing something yet, so you become very awkward. And so I feel like you, in a way, you want to believe and you're putting all your eggs in one basket. But the thing is that you have something in the past. When you were 14, you were getting your hopes up about something, and then the universe, because you believe that it's not going to come to pass, even though you believe with your mind, you haven't believed with your heart. And what were you doing to make it so it doesn't? Is because you're like feeling helpless. And so helpless interfered with your energies, with what you wanted to come to pass. You became very self-conscious of your behaviors, but you're doing that because you have somebody outside making you feel weird. And you need to tap that person out. You know who it is, even though I can't stand the way they look or the way they speak to me or the way that the way they smell, even though, just keep going through. Yeah, you can book today. I do take private readings after the show, yes. Jennifer Dixon, hello. May I ask if I have gifts, what they may be, or maybe I also ask if you can see the situation. I'm getting better for my kids. I'm getting better for my kids and myself. We'll ever get to move to the country. Yeah. Okay, it's a lot of energy, and it's basically one question, and Spirit's going to choose which part of that is, and it is about the fact that your gifts. Now Spirit is contemplating. What the hell are you contemplating for? Too many things canceling out the other and then bringing out different situations, and then all of a sudden you're a mess. It's like when you're trying to use a pendulum, you don't ask 50,000 questions to get one answer, because the pendulum is going to answer one and you won't know what it's going to. Your ability the ability to feel others is that you're taking too much energy in, but you're absorbing, you're not observing. You got to learn how to observe. And when you learn how to observe and you learn how to disconnect those empathy emotions that cause you to become something other than what you are, you need to allow yourself to move into a new direction. And this new direction is that you have to free yourself of all of these absorbing. Use some tools and gifts. So what is your tool? First of all, you should be able to feel, observe, and know whether that's you or not you. So you have a lot of training to do. What you're going to do as a gift is that down the road is that Spirit says it hasn't unfolded yet because you haven't understood the beginning steps. So when you start to begin those beginning steps, then it's going to unfold. And then if you are supposed to help people, because I feel in a way you're supposed to help people down the road, but you can't do that if you're saying, oh God, I don't want to feel that. Brenda R. Thank you. She says, I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate your candor, and I wanted you to know that you were spot on with the reading. Awesome. I knew you had tapped in the moment. Oh, okay, I know who that is now. Started tapped in the minute you started coughing. I just wanted to thank you for your time and to tell you that I appreciate the compassion I see your show during your show. During your show. Thank you. I did the magnets where you said to. Good. I love your name, by the way, Brenda. That was very nice. Okay, so go to the next one, and did I already do a Jennifer Dixon? And it says, may I ask if my dad is around me or has any messages for me, please? Thank you. Oh, I see. We already did that. Yeah, right there. I already did that. Okay. So I'm going to double check and make sure that there's been no more paids and that there is no others. I don't see any other emails. Today felt rocky, but we made it through, but that's all right. Oh, I better check over here. Oh, God, I got to catch up. When I do these, I lose the screen completely. Yes. Somebody else got the burps too. All right. Wonderful. Yes. Okay. We're doing good. Well, Crystal Rand, again, it's important that you email. Where did that even go? Oh, that came into the other thing. Wrong one. See, I can't see that screen very well. That's why we ask for you to send through to questions. Well, first of all, if you feel lost, you need to heal feeling lost. Everything in the emotion will fuck up your world. If you have a negative emotion, then it's going to be focused on that, and then it's not that. You're also, when you have any negativity, your body is going to get sick. Because it's a negative emotion, it's a lower vibration, and it weakens you. Okay, LDR. I did see one. I did do a timestamp, and it could have been in the other. All right, we're going to have to find out how to do this properly because this isn't working either. Now, don't resend anymore. You had already asked. Amy, that's why she's supposed to be here to help keep the timestamps of LDR. LDR, Amy, did you get to write that down or anything? Okay, I know I did. Okay. I believe I already sent you one. I since I can't get a hold of, Amy says go to 2830. That means that I had done one, and that is for LDR. And if I go there, and I know I did it, but if I didn't, then I've got to put up, I got like 5 more free reads for people, and I'm going to put that up on YouTube. And if I didn't, then you would get it then, and then you would get a notice. But thank you very much for everything. Now it's time for me to go because I've been on here for almost 4 hours. Jesus, where'd the time go? All right. What do I always say? I'll be on Wednesday at 10. Wednesday at 10. Now the time change is here, so when it went forward, you guys will be in November. I think it goes backwards, but just look up South Australia time, 10 a.m. You have to use the world clock to find it. If you're on YouTube, please, thumbs up, make a comment, whatever it is that boosts ratings. I don't know. Share it. I don't know how that goes. And thank you all for sharing. I don't know if anybody shared in this one or not, but I appreciate all of your wonderful things that you do. Thank you for supporting me and loving me because you're all very important. Fran Craft, again, see, that's gone. It's not that I'm missing anybody. We just don't know how this is going to go. I thought the email was going to work, but apparently everybody has a lot of problems with that. If you have anybody has any suggestion how I can get people that come on and don't know, so I don't keep repeating myself, how do we do this? Because I won't see them until after I get off. All right, we're gonna have to see what's out of sync today. Okay. Stay blessed. I will see you on Wednesday, 10 a.m. All right. Love you. See you. And thank you very much for tuning in. Stay blessed.